Hello, good morning to you all. It's Friday. Welcome aboard to the AM News. My name is Denisia Pomaiji. Let me just go straight to the news for you. Now, Ghana is making significant strides in the fight against neglected tropical diseases, with several long-dreaded infections now under control. So this progress was highlighted at the opening of a two-day workshop in Accra themed Reaffirming National Commitment and Strengthening Partnerships for Neglected Tropical Diseases. My colleague Rodalyn Abensa has more in this report.
The stakeholder workshop in Accra, the Ghana Health Service announced major progress in tackling neglected tropical diseases. Guinea worm, trachoma, and sleeping sickness have been eliminated, while cases of river blindness and lymphatic filariasis have dropped significantly. Dr. Joseph Labio-Pare is the programs manager for the neglected tropical diseases.
Ghana has been able to eliminate guinea worm right from 2015, trachoma 2018, and human African trypanosomiasis in 2023. And the prevalence of onchocerciasis, lymphatic filariasis has also reduced.
He, however, revealed that the declining donor support is threatening surveillance and community-based interventions.
The biggest challenge has been sustaining the gains. Our biggest funder used to be the USAID, FHI USAID, right? But because of the stop order, right, there has been a funding gap. So we are appealing to other partners to come and support and also get local philanthropics, institutions, research institutions, the government also to come in.
Also speaking at the event, Director of Strategy and Integrated Programs at World Vision Ghana, Joshua Baidu, reaffirmed their commitment.
World Vision Ghana leadership is committed to bringing together all stakeholders in the fight against neglected tropical diseases. So together here today we are working with the Ministry of Health, Ghana Health Service, and then also other development partners to discuss, find ways how we are all going to be committed to eradicate neglected tropical diseases. So our meeting here is to reaffirm our commitment and to also be dedicated to addressing the issue of neglected tropical diseases.
With renewed commitment from government and partners like World Vision Ghana, the focus now is on keeping every community free from preventable infections. Rodalyn Abensa's report, read to you.
And still on health, the acting Upper West Regional Director of the National Health Insurance Authority, Rashid Tindogo, says the NHIA has cleared all arrears owed to the National Health Service providers. So he credits the improvements to the uncapping of the NHIS fund and also prudent financial management. Joy News' Upper West Regional correspondent Rafiq Salam reports from WA.
The NHIA flood or storm on some principal streets and markets in the one municipality by officials of the NHIA is a curtain raiser to the NHIA month, where they sensitize the public on innovations and interventions aimed at enhancing their service. After storming major streets in the one municipality to drum home the benefits of the scheme, they stormed the Wa Daily Market, where they educated traders on some innovations, particularly using their self-service platforms without coming to their offices for those services. Acting Upper West Regional Director of the National Health Insurance Authority, Rashid Tindogo, asserted that there are a plethora of self-service platforms which are underutilized, hence the introduction of the storm project.
So the essence of today's storming the West Central Market, is to ensure that we empower the member, give them the information required, such that they can sit at the comfort of their shops, their workplaces, wherever they are, and renew their NHIS membership without necessarily coming back to the NHIS district office. So in short, that is the essence of that. We have a very robust ICT platform with the NHIS. All our platforms are working perfectly, and there's no problem whatsoever. So you don't need to stress yourself yourself, to leave your businesses, because time is money. We reckon that as an organization, and we have provided several platforms where people can do self-reactivation, self-renewal, and self-enrollment onto the scheme without necessarily coming to us.
Rashid Tindogo disclosed that despite over 95% of the Upper West populace registered with the National Health Insurance Scheme, many of their membership expired and have not been renewed for years.
That in the Upper West region, over 95% of the people have enrolled with us at one point or the other. What we are currently experiencing is that some people are enrolled, our membership have expired, and they have not taken note of it. So that's one reason why we are out for this project, the Storm, to ensure that we provide them with the information to empower them to renew their membership. I can guarantee you, as at the close of last year, Upper West was the only region with the universal healthcare coverage. When we talk of UAC, what we mean is that 80% of the population are active card-bearing members of the NHIS. This year again, we are on course for achieving UAC and surpassing this. As a regional office, our mandate and our vision actually is that we are talking about UAC plus, whereas the whole country is talking about UAC, we are talking about UAC plus, because we have long past that stage.
He further disclosed that the NHIA has no challenge with payment of arrears, positing that all arrears have been cleared.
Payment is on course. In recent times, you will not hear of anybody talking about delays in reimbursement. No, we are on course. In fact, at that point, we are begging providers to submit their claims. Okay, we are payments on schedule. With the uncapping of the NHS fund, executive management of the NHS have ensured that payments on course, all arrears have been cleared, and payments on course. Every provider is satisfied. Okay, so if you get to the facility, non-payment should not be a reason at all for you to pay a top-up. All payments are done, and there's no arrears whatsoever left to be paid.
Upper West Regional Operations Manager of NHIA, Lily Yandao, urged the people to use the self-service platforms to renew their cards in order to benefit from the scheme.
Through the mobile app, the Star 929 or the mobile app, the My NHIS app, we encourage everybody. They can also renew or register new through the app. We want everybody to register through the NHIS.
Reporting for BA News, Rafik Salam. Wow.
From healthcare, let's talk about the environment. The Central Regional Minister, Ekopenyi Eduama Otre, has vowed to take decisive action against illegal sand-winning activities along the Gomwa Fete Beach in the Gomwa East District. During an inspection tour of the affected areas, the minister cautioned that the ongoing activities pose a major threat to nearby communities, livelihoods, and coastal infrastructure. He also added that security agencies have been directed to intensify operations to stop the destruction and also to protect residents from future disasters.
Ghana continues to battle illegal mining and its devastating effects on the country's natural resources. Sand-winning activities along the Gomwa Fete Beach is also threatening the lives of people in surrounding communities. On a visit to the area, accompanied by some security agencies, the Central Regional Minister, Ekopenyi Eduama Otre, described the situation as sad, stressing that immediate action will be taken.
As you can all see, we came as part of our routine sightseeing. We came to this site as after we've received information about sand-winning activities here. It's sad to see this today. In fact, our concentration more or less has been on Galamsey's. Unfortunately, about 2 weeks ago, we had to struggle with water because of activities of Galamsey's. Now, if you look at what we are seeing here today too, it tells you that if you do not, as a matter of urgency, take action about this behavior, then we're going to have to, struggle, have issues with the sea as well. So I'm happy that the national security operatives are here and we are going to cut the whip. Indeed, it is not for us to be talking plenty. This is a security matter, and what is important for us is to take action. I promise that very soon an action will be taken that will deter others from taking, continue to perpetrate this heinous crime.
He also noted that the focus now will be prevention, emphasizing the threats of the activities.
At the moment, we are not talking about restoration now. We are talking about prevention. Indeed, if we're able to prevent the menace now, I think restoration will be done later. We need to protect what we have now, and I think that after that, we see how best we can handle it. If you look at the way the sea behave, if we're able to manage this, it can reclaim itself naturally. And that most important thing for us is to ensure that they do not continually do what they are doing. And that, I think, will help us solve the problem. We need to crack the whip. That we will do. I know the police have been, struggling with issues like this. They normally do make some arrests. We will ask them how far they are and actions they've taken so far. If there are things that we should do to support them to continually ensure that we stop this menace, we will do that.
From Gomwafete, Abigail Lesalinkoma reports for Joy News.
From the Central Region, let me take you back to the Upper West Region. The Parent-Teacher Association of the Wa Technical Institute has donated 350 metal desks worth over 110,000 Ghana cedis to improve teaching and learning at the school. So the PTA chairman Yakubu Eliza Salifu says the gesture is their widow's mite and also appealed for more support from government and also benevolent organizations. Join News' Upper West Regional correspondent Rafik Salam reports once again.
One major challenge faced by Wa Technical Institute is inadequate furniture. Though infrastructure of the school has improved over the years, but it is unable to match the increasing population of the school, resulting in many students chasing the few furniture available. Based on the Warren Development, principal of Wa Technical Institute, Saka Adams, stated that they made personal appeal to the government and benevolent organizations to come to the aid of the school. The Parent-Teacher Association PTA was the first to heed to the call of the school and came with a donation of 350 single metal decks for the school. Yakubu Ilyasu Salifu is the chairman of the PTA of the Wa Technical Institute.
But the student population that we have is almost about 3,000 with the first years coming in. But the existing furniture that we have got, we cannot boast even more than 1,500. And as you are all aware, if there is no furniture, there are a lot of things that will not go on well. They cannot be quality teaching and learning. And it will also bring about truancy, where a lot of them can dodge classes and the teachers will not be able to know. But once there is enough furniture, when they go in, they will be able to take the role and ensure that those that are not around, when they get them, they will punish them. This furniture we have here, valued at 110,950 Ghana cedis. That is the value of the 350 chairs and tables that we have found here this morning. And I want to urge the authority that they should ensure this furniture is properly kept.
Board chairman of Wa Technical Institute, Alhaji Alasan Omar, who received the furniture on behalf of the school, was grateful to the PTA for the donation, urging for their proper use.
The institute is crying for more. Out of 3,000, and if we are getting only 350, we have a long way to go. The existing ones should also be allocated to classes so that we can keep track of how the furniture are distributed.
Headmaster of Wa Technical Institute, Saka Adams, was commending the PTA for the donation, made a disclosure of similar support given to the school by the PTA.
So we want to thank the PTA executives and the entire PTA for the wonderful support they have been given to the institution. I said they have done a numerous of activities in the school, whether to renovate our toilets, to put up our broken wall. They even provided us with a vehicle. I think you can see it over there. This is the work of the PTA.
Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam. Wow.
And now to a sad story. Ghana is mourning the passing of former First Lady Nana Konadu-Agyeman Rawlings, who died on Thursday. She was 76. The news has drawn outpouring of grief and tribute from across the political divide, celebrating her life of service and advocacy for women's empowerment. There's more in this report.
How much? And please, they should stop spelling my name with a G.
Yeah, too much of it.
No G.
Yeah, the G is for Nana Ajiman, the Minister of Education.
Okay. Yours is without a G.
Without a G.
All right.
It's an N, man.
The death of former First Lady Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings marks the end of an era in Ghana's political history. As wife of the late former President Jerry John Rawlings, she played a pivotal role in Ghana's transition from military rule to constitutional democracy in the early 90s. She was founder and president of the 31st December Women's Movement, a group credited with advancing women's rights and rural development across the country. Her boldness, outspokenness, and commitment to national service earned her both admiration and respect across generations. The Agyeman-Rawlings family has confirmed her passing and appealed for privacy as they mourn their loss.
His Excellency the President was subsequently informed accordingly, and Utufo Usetu the Segara Santini was also informed. His Excellency the President has caused an official statement to be made confirming Nana Konadu's death. At this stage, the family is obviously in mourning and will crave your indulgence to give us some privacy. All further notices will be relayed by the government.
Earlier, members of the family, including her children, Dr. Zaneto and Kimathi Agyeman-Rawlings, were at the Jubilee House to formally notify the president of the former First Lady's passing. During the swearing-in of 37 High Court judges, the president acknowledged the loss and led the gathering in a minute's silence in her honor.
I received a delegation of the children of our late mother, Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings, to inform me about her untimely and unfortunate passing. I'll ask that we rise and pay a moment's silence to her memory.
Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings leaves behind a legacy of courage, leadership, and unyielding belief in the power of women to transform society.
Well, when you hear that sound, you know what time it is. In the NSMQ, the preliminary round comes to an end today after 4 days of exciting contests. So as the curtain draws on the prelims later today, 27 schools take their turn at the academic battlefield for a chance at the 1/8 stage. Archbishop Porter Girls Senior High School, Kumasi Academy and Laboni Senior High School are poised to clinch one of the coveted spots at the next stage to make history for their schools. There's more in this report.
It's been a thrilling season of intellectual fireworks, a contest of wit, precision, and emotion. From electrifying victories to heartbreaking defeats, the 2025 NSMQ preliminaries have had it all.
Our biggest teachers, I can't say good, but we give thanks to God. We are very, very excited. Let's go for you. Auntie, please don't worry. Expect nothing from another day. They should wait fast.
A total of 147 schools began the battle for a ticket to the 1/8 stage, but today marks the grand final of the preliminary round. So far, 47 schools, including private powerhouse, Our Lady of Grace SHS, Disadel College, and St. Thomas Aquinas SHS have sealed their place in the next stage.
I guess you are proud of your girls.
Very, 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 very proud of them. Yes.
With a stunning all-round performance, St. Mary's SHS stands tall as the only girls' school to have qualified so far from the prelims.
Yes, it was a bit tense, but we knew we would get there because, Charlie, we've worked, and God answered our prayers. So we are most grateful.
Now, going to the 1/8, it's going to get tough in there because there are 27 more schools also coming in because they were seeded. And we have also had big boys and girls also progressing. Even the girls that came in, we've seen most of them going out because they couldn't put up a performance that will help them to advance. For your school to do this, getting the higher score, and also to be the only school so far to get all the amount of money, just less 200 Ghana cedis short of it.
Yeah. So going forward, we believe strongly in God. It's His grace that has brought us this far, and going forward, we are believing that He will take us further. We have faith, and we believe we'll go further. So if you are worried about the 3,800, my God says we'll take more. So get ready.
As the final 9 contests unfold today, including contests 11 and 30, which were rescheduled to Friday following the withdrawal of 2 schools, Archbishop Porter Girls' SHS, Kumasi Anglican, and Laboni SHS, take to the stage, each chasing one of the few remaining golden tickets to the 1A stage.
Oh, congratulations to all the schools that have made it. We'll take a break and I'll bring you some business news. Well, before we start business news, let's tell you about what's happening on the currency market. Welcome back. The continuous huge borrowing on the domestic market culminated in Ghana's domestic debt outpacing external debt for the first time in several years. There's more in the following report.
The data from the Bank of Ghana said domestic debt stood at 323.7 billion cedis, about 23.1% of gross domestic product, whilst external debt stood at 305 billion cedis, about 21.8% of GDP. The central bank attributed the increase in domestic borrowings on the back of expected coupon payment obligations of the government on both tendered and untendered bonds in February and August 2025, resulting in higher borrowings to build buffer. Meanwhile, the stock of public debt at the end of July 2025 stood at 628.8 billion cedis, representing 44.9% of GDP. This shows a reduction of 98 billion cedis over the stock of 726.7 billion cedis recorded for end December 2024. This was as a result of the combined effects of exchange rate appreciation and a slower pace in debt accumulation, resulting in a reduction in the stock of total public debt at the end of July 2025.
Now, inflation in Ghana is expected to drop again in October, staying in the single-digit range for the second month in a row and marking yet another record low for the year. There's more in the following report.
According to the latest data from the fund, Ghana's outstanding loan to the IMF was 2.59 billion special drawing right. Egypt is ranked first in Africa, with the highest outstanding loan in Africa with a total debt of 6.89 billion SDR. From second to fourth are Cote d'Ivoire, Kenya, and Angola. Meanwhile, Nigeria and Morocco continue to be out of the top 10. The IMF loans provide temporary relief to member countries, while also leading to a potentially troublesome debt. A high level of IMF borrowing increases a country's overall debt, a situation that requires prudent fiscal management. The loans often come with conditions, placing further constraints on the government's financial flexibility.
Apologies for that wrong sound. We'll rework it and bring it to you in subsequent bulletins. But let's now take a look at our commodities market. And this is how I part company with you here on AM News. Please don't forget that if you want more news, you've always got you covered. Please log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is Denisia Poma Eje. Have a freaky Friday. Oh, hello once again. Guess who is bringing you sports? Yes, yours truly. So in sports, we bring you an exclusive interview with Black Stars midfielder Kwesi Sibo, who opens up about his remarkable journey as a professional footballer from humble beginnings to playing for the men's senior national team. He spoke exclusively with my colleague Victor Achu Tamaklu. Enjoy.
One of the men who made elite entry into the Black Stars as far as the qualifying campaign is concerned, but left a lasting impression on all of us is Kwesi Sibo. He plays for Real Oviedo in La Liga, and that's as far as we know about him and his emergence from obscurity to national prominence. Well, today I have the privilege of sharing his space to get to know him and opportunity also for you watching us to get to understand who Kwesi Sibo is and why he is and has become such an important figure for the Black Stars of Ghana. Kwesi, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, good to see you. It was good to watch you on the pitch, but even better to get to see you on a more personal level.
Yeah, you're welcome. A pleasure to meet you in person too.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it.
On Sunday, you guys played a fantastic performance. Of course, if you look at cumulatively, you cannot look at 25 out of 30 and use any other word but fantastic for the Black Stars. But let's start from where it all began for you. There were whispers about the fact that you could be in the national team. There were many who believed that you had arrived and at least should be in the national pool, even if not in the 23-man squad. Then on Wednesday nights, we get the information that Kwesi Sibo is about to be listed into the national team as a late entry, and then within some 12 hours, it is confirmed. How did that information come to you?
Yeah, at first, before the late call-up, Coach Otuado called me. Yeah. He called me before the 23-man squad came out. He called me like they have been following me, they have been following my progress, and I'm on their radar. And he knows that some of the players are also doing good in the other leagues. Yeah. And maybe next week he will do the 23-man squad. He will bring the list out. So anything, they will talk to the club and they will let me know. So they spoke with the club, and the club even called me like, hey, Ghana, send us a message and an email, you know. Not like, oh, okay. So I think we're playing a game against Villarreal, and we have a home game against Real Madrid. Yeah. So that was the same week the 23-man squad came out. And my name wasn't part of the 23-man squad. So me, I was calm. I was very...
You were not disappointed?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't disappointed because I feel like every player that called to the national team deserves it. Yeah. So I'm always supporting the national team. So I was so calm and I didn't say anything. And so I was even watching the game against Chad. Right. I was watching with my friend who plays in Qatar. He's called Lanza. So we were watching the game together on my iPad. And Ghana was leading 1-0. Yeah. So I was like, oh, this game, we won. And then they equalized. So when they equalized, I was angry, and I was like, "No, bro, I can't continue watching this game again." And then
the fun in you took over.
Yeah. Then I just fell asleep. So when I fell asleep, I slept like I was taking a nap, like 2 hours. So when I woke up, my phone was just buzzing up, like a lot of messages. So I was like, "What is going on?" So I checked and I saw Mr. Asante.
Alex Asante.
Asante. So I said, like, "Kwesi, are you ready?" And I was like, "I was born ready." And he was like, yeah, that's one thing I like about you. I was like, what's going on? Like, yeah, we want you to come fly tomorrow. Like, oh, really? Like, we were sending Oviedo email. I was like, okay. I was born ready, so just send an email to Oviedo, then I'll just prepare my stuff and come to Ghana. Because it's one thing that I have always dreamed of, to serve the nation, always to give my all to do whatever I can to help the nation, you know. So I was happy, and at that moment, I was like, oh, this is the moment that I've been following and dreaming of. Yeah.
For those who do not know Alex Asante, he's the Deputy General Secretary of the Ghana Football Association, but also in terms of protocol and all related issues for the national teams, he's the go-to guy. And that's why he will be the man to contact a player who is receiving his debut call-up or has been invited into the national team and has to, be communicated to for them to then facilitate the next leg of the conversation. Had you spoken to him before he sent you that message?
Yeah, I did. I really did. Because he was part when Otuado called me.
Yeah.
He also sent me a message.
Right.
Like, anything, we will let you know.
Okay.
So I spoke to him before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the groundwork had been done, and then the events that followed essentially sort of made everything else fall into place.
Into places, yeah.
Between the period when Alex Asante's message confirmed that you were coming into the national team and the period when we saw you at the airport, what is that period usually like? Because usually we hear that, oh, this guy has been invited, and everyone just assumes by magic you get invited, you get sent your plane ticket, and then you come. But yours was within 16 to 24 hours.
Yeah, it came as like, who is this person? Who is this guy? It's like everybody was like, who is this boy that Ghana just called up lately?
Yeah.
Like, so it was like the last person coming to join the team. You know, even when I was coming to Ghana at the airport, when I gave my passport to one lady at the airport, he looked at the passport and like, Sibo? And I didn't say anything. And we're like, oh, remove your cap. So I removed the cap, and she was like, oh, you are the Sibo guy.
Yeah.
You are the one that they call it to come and score goal for us, yeah? Our hope is in you. And I was like, I'm a defensive midfielder. Your hope is in me. You know, like, yeah, our hope is in you.
Ghanaians don't care.
Everyone is mentioning about you. Like, this guy, Sibo, and I'm like, yeah, okay. My strength is in God, so let's see.
So right from the airport, you got the first sense of the weight of expectations. Ghanaians.
Yes. And it was crazy. Like, this expectation on the first call-up, in the late call-up, it was something that even motivated me more.
Yeah.
It was like the people were like, oh, who is this last person? So every eyes was like just on the last person that have been called to join the team.
Into the national team.
Yeah. And that time we have already lost to Chad. So it was like,
we drew with Chad.
Yeah, we drew with Chad. Yeah.
So who did you call when you first got the call up? Who was the first person you called?
My friends. I talked with them on video call, and they were just shouting. They were just shouting on the video call, like screaming. They were so happy, and I was a little bit emotional because I wish that this moment my mom was still alive, you know, to see this moment. So, yeah, I called my friends and I was talking to them.
Right. Look, let's move the conversation on here and talk about, now you've moved from the early conversations with Otuado and then Alex Asante to now it has happened. You're here in the national team. If you look back on the past month that you've been in the Black Stars, what is the one thing that has surprised you after you found out you're in the team? The cultural shock, if you've experienced anything like that, something you didn't expect, be it nice or something you didn't expect.
From my view and my mindset, what I've seen in the national team is about the discipline. I thought, I have heard a lot of rumors about people saying the players come with some ladies at the hotel and stuff. But when I joined the team, I find something like the boys are really disciplined. Like, they are really, really disciplined. And they always come on time. They always sleep on time. And they are also lovely. So that's one thing that I found like, oh, okay, this rumors wasn't true, like what I've been hearing, you know, so yeah.
And what do you put that down to? Is it the team manager, the coach? Who enforces that strict disciplinary regime in the national team?
No, I feel like sometimes we, the footballers, and most of the football we play in Europe, and we know how the European culture really works. You know, it goes with discipline. It goes to be a professional. So, and most of our players in the team plays in Europe.
Yeah.
We were just having 2 local players in the team.
Yeah.
So this time that I'm in the national team, all the players were able to be professional and be disciplined. And I think it's one thing that really helped us to achieve this qualify to the World Cup.
And enjoy this new partnership you have with Thomas Partey.
Yeah, I really did. Because I remember the game against Villarreal in Spain. Yeah. Before the game, I was talking to him. And even when I mentioned my name like Sibo, he was like, oh, you are Ghanaian? And I was like, yeah, I'm from Ghana, bro. Like, I've been following you, watching your games in Arsenal and all that. And I was like, oh, okay. Then and I asked for his shirt, and he said, like, okay, after the game, I'll give you my shirt. And I was like, okay. And now when I came to the national team, we used to talk. My first call-up, sometimes we speak in Spanish with Inaki Williams.
Yeah.
And so the 3 of us would be speaking Spanish, and the guys would be like, hey, Spanish people, no, yeah. And I'd be like, So yeah, we have a good relationship.
So your first time meeting Partey, you asked for his jersey?
Yeah, I asked for his jersey.
Now he's your teammate. Now he's your partner in that midfield.
Yeah, now he's my partner.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like sometimes dreams that we dream always like we live in the dream in the moment, and you shouldn't stop believing.
Yeah.
You should keep working hard and always pray first.
And this was just 2 months ago.
Just 2 months ago.
Do you sometimes feel like this part of your life, you are still living in a dream?
Sometimes I feel like that, because from this year, early this year, since I qualified with Oviedo, the way things have been running like quick for me, I feel like, am I living in a dream or something? You know, it's crazy, but it's all part of God's plans.
It's all real, Kwesi. Yeah. It's all real. And there are even bigger things coming for you.
Amen.
Being the first of them, being the World Cup.
Amen.
There are many. I think it is safe for us to conclude that so long as you stay fit and you keep performing, you will make the World Cup squad. But before the World Cup, though, I'm sure in December, a lot of Ghanaians are going to be saying, we should have qualified for the AFCON. For you as a player and as a supporter of the national team, how disappointed were you that the Stars didn't qualify for the AFCON?
Now, I will just say, like, I will just remove the player outside and I'll be like, as a Ghanaian, I was just hurt, you know, because every Ghanaian were expecting Ghana to be at the AFCON. I think this is the first time that we didn't qualify to the AFCON. Yeah. So I was just hurt, and I feel like even that qualification that we didn't get pushed the guys really hard for them to get this this World Cup qualification. But at first I was just hurt, and now I think that we have greater things ahead of us. So, yeah.
Speaking of the greater things, what can this team achieve at the World Cup?
This team can really achieve big in the World Cup next year, because the young child that I have trained with, I think most of them are doing well in their various clubs in Europe. And I feel like this team is more united. Yeah. And one thing I always say, like, if a team is united, it's hard to beat. If a team is together, it's really hard to. And this team is really, really united. Like, you see everyone talking to each other, every person. You will never like see someone not talking to this person. Like, we are all together, we are all making jokes, and that makes a team really strong.
Fantastic. Final point on the Black Stars conversation. There are some who still have not been convinced by your coach, Otto Addo, owing from that AFCON no-show. But there are those who also believe that he has made, the sort of progress he has made cannot be overlooked. Where do you stand on Otto Addo, and what sort of impact has he had on your personal career?
For my personal view, like entering to the national team, I think he has done a great job. And he's still doing a great job for the national team, because I feel like since I entered the national team, whatever tactics that he gave to us, whatever advice that he gave us before a game, when we deliver on the field, we get results. Yeah. So my personal experience with him has been great, and yeah, I think he's a good guy to lead the nation.
To the World Cup?
To the World Cup.
Right. Let's move the conversation to your career at Real Oviedo. For those who do not know, it is not the most resourced club in Spain. In fact, some of the players who signed for the club, Santi Cazorla, had to take a massive wage cut at a point, practically playing for free and all of that. Yet, you have managed to make it into La Liga for the first time in 24 years, I think.
Yes, that was another great history that I made for myself, my family, and my loved ones to be proud of. Yeah. Because it was a very hard for them for getting back to relegated, and 24 years they never came back to the La Liga, and this year we were able to get a promotion to the Liga, and it was a great success for the whole Oviedistas, and me too, for my family and for the people of Ghana, because I think coming from Ghana and being part of that history is also a great sign for Ghanaian players, you know, that we are doing great in Europe.
Yeah. So, yeah. And if you look at the sort of start you've had to the season, you've played the most difficult clubs in La Liga. Everyone will remember your performance in that game versus Real Madrid. How was that game for you?
That game was another dream come true game that I played. Yeah. Because since my childhood, I've been supporting Real Madrid.
Oh, yeah?
And I remember that I've been watching them, sitting back at the back of the TV watching them, you know. And now standing on the same field playing with this kind of players, like this kind of superstars on the same field. It was another like my dream or what. But in the game, my mind wasn't like that, you know. But after the game, I was like, oh, I was playing with Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius and that, you know. So I even exchanged my shirt with Kylian Mbappe.
Oh, you have Kylian Mbappe's shirt as well?
Yeah, I have it.
Right. What is he like, Kylian Mbappe?
Very humble. Very, very humble, very quiet person. Like, very focused. And like, one thing I would say, like, his humanity is different level.
Why do you say he's humble?
Because in the game, even if you touch him, he will just look at your face and just go.
He doesn't say anything.
And when you speak to him, he will speak to you back. He speaks different languages, English, Spanish, French. So every language you speak to him, he will just reply and be smiling. So I feel like he's very, very humble guy. As
an opponent, how difficult is he to handle or
No,
to
it's
track?
very difficult. Very, very difficult because his feet, he has a quick feet.
Yeah.
And it's very, very difficult to handle him. He's very fast, he's very intelligent, and he's a finisher.
Right.
Yeah.
What about Vinicius Jr.?
Same. That guy is also a speedster, like very hard to mark him. Yeah. But their attitude are different.
How so?
Now, one will talk, the other will not talk. And I don't know why, but mostly Vinicius got like offense, you know, chant from the fans. Yeah. And I think sometimes the way he talk back to the opponent or the way he react or his action on the field against the opponent make the fans always like chant against him, you know.
Right.
But Kylian is different.
Yeah. As far as your personal trajectory is concerned, what is that one thing that you want to achieve in football?
I always say I want to win a trophy, like I want to win a trophy for the national team, for Ghana, because I think it's been a long time that the national team like lifted the cup. So it's one thing that I've been dreaming for, to have the team to win a trophy. And I think this World Cup coming, we can do more.
When you say
I believe because I always believe
that Ghana can win the World Cup.
We can. We can.
That's very bold.
2010, we were close, and we have a good team. We really have.
So what does this good team need to do to realize your dream of winning the World Cup?
To stay focused, being disciplined, and always working hard, and keep believing.
We'll be here for it, and we'll be sharing you every step of the way, hopefully that you're able to make all of us proud. Kwesi, it's been a wonderful conversation. Thank you very much. Hopefully we get to do this again before you end playing to US, Canada, and Mexico for the World Cup.
Sure.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
So that was Black Stars midfielder Kwesi Sibo speaking to Joy Sports. Thank you for watching.
You're watching the AM show. Thank you so much for staying with us here. And it is a Friday. I bet you're excited. Well, apart from the sad news that hit us as a country yesterday, today is yet another day to feel blessed. Time now for the news review. And we're joined this morning by Kamaldeen Abdullah, Deputy Director Communications for the NPP. And as well, this morning we're joined by Tanko Rashid Computer, CEO, JFEC, and Deputy Director for Elections at the NDC. And I saw Professor Bwedi. You'd find him at the University of Professional Studies at the Department of Accounting. This man speaks data and statistics, especially when it comes to currency and in this country. Prof, thank you for joining us this morning. How are you as well, the two politicians?
Not bad.
You're well?
Except to add that we're all in a morning state.
I know.
I don't know of my brother because albeit this, these tributes poor and albeit fake and real. I don't know which one he belongs to.
Well, she's our mother. We lost our mother yesterday. I mean, we are in the morning state. She's our mother. One cannot discount it. It's part and parcel of the history of the NDC.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, nobody can disconnect her. I mean, along the line, something happened and she decided to form her own party. But her umbilical cord is still...
It's with the NDC, yeah?
So that one, yeah.
I see that you're wearing pink.
Yes, you know, this month is breast awareness. This cancer thing that our mothers, young ladies, are suffering. As a corporate entity, decided to promote that one in GFEC. So the whole of this month, every Friday, we wear that one in the agency.
Okay.
Continue promoting that so that to create the awareness about this, the dangers of breast cancer and all that. Our mothers who give birth to us, we have to protect them and support them areas of this nature. It's a terrible disease, so we have to create that awareness. So every Friday, if you come to GFEC, you see everybody wearing.
That's very nice.
Yes.
We're glad that you're joining in the campaign very much, and the boss himself wearing the pink. Well, this morning, a lot has been happening. Yesterday, of course, by now everybody knows that we lost our longest serving First Lady, Nana Konadu Rawlings. We'll get into that, but let's see what the papers are reporting as well. I have the Ghanaian Times this morning. Right to information must be a living reality for citizens. The Attorney General has been speaking. Story is on page 12 of the Ghanaian Times this morning. And of course, Nana Konadu Rawlings passes on at age 76. Story is on page 13 of the Ghanaian Times this morning. Now, the biggest one in front of the Ghanaian Times this morning is small-scale mining permit audit, and 300 licenses revoked for irregularities, non-compliance with operational standards. And there's a photo of the lands minister there as well. CID arrests 5 for trafficking 57 Nigerians for cybercrime in Ghana. Story is on page 3 of the Ghanaian Times. The Insight as well this morning has been speaking. Mahama, he says, Ghana's judiciary, a model of affirmative action. Yesterday, he's been saying that it looks like for women representation, the judiciary seems to be topping it because of the number of justices who have been sworn in who are female as well. Yesterday, he sworn in a few more High Court judges yesterday. And the Daily Guide this morning as well, 63 NPP MPs endorsed Bawumia for flag bearer, and former First Lady Nana Konadu Agyeman is gone. Story is on page 3. And an update as well, Edu Boahen warns judge of case. Lawyer walks out as well. That's an update, page 6 of the Daily Guide this morning. And the 5 persons who are suspected of being picked up by the CID, got their photos over here for the syndicates of 57 Nigerians who have been rescued, and human trafficking cybercrime syndicate. And the news center this morning as well has been reporting how 63 out of 87 NPP MPs back Bawumia. Story is on page 7. It has as well been reporting on Nana Konadu Rawlings dying at 76, and as well 300 billion Ghana cedis in digital transaction demands bank reforms. Dr. Siam, the governor of the Bank of Ghana, has that story on page 4 of the news center. And transition to credit-driven economy, story is on page 2 of the news center as well. Okay, at least we have a fair idea of what's happening in the news. But Prof, let me come to you. What has your attention in the news? Maybe not in the news, but something that has your attention.
Well, I'm sure from your intro, and then good morning to my colleagues as well. I mean, it's the first time sharing stage with my colleagues, and Tanko is also here, and your good viewers as well. Dominant issues or particular issues that came up. I'm sure you've read the passing of our First Lady, Nana Konadu. Let me also join you by extending my condolence to the family, the bereaved family, the kids, and by extension, the country. We've lost a good one. Nana Konadu was bold, visionary, influential, resilient, and she cut across a lot of tribes, feminists as well. We know that she was one of the reformists that we can talk about. Her work is widely recognized for elevating women's role in Ghanaian politics and society, lifting grassroots women from economic activities to legislations. And she's done so well for the country, and may her soul rest in peace.
Right.
The other issue has to do with the tour of our president when he visited Japan. Remember, I think in August, Ghana, we have announced sweeping reforms in investment laws. We are eliminating mandatory minimum capital requirement for foreign investors. And he made a comment that very soon the country will do away with that threshold. The existing law, I think Ghana Investment Promotion Council, the existing law Act, I think 865 or so, mandates that if you're a foreigner, you are coming into a country, the threshold is, I think, $200,000 or so if you are to partner with a Ghanaian. But if you are to go solo, means that you need to have almost about $1 million. And we are told that there's an act that's about to be passed, and that will scrap that threshold.
Yes.
Yeah, and as much as it's good, we need to look at how we can help the local industry. The passage is fine if you want to pass, and meaning that you are allowing the foreigners to come into the country without any threshold to trade. I'm sure this is as a result of recent increment of our FDI, the foreign direct investment. Almost about, for the first half of the year, it's about 385% increment from 170 something to 865 million or billion or so. So it means that if you look at what has happened just our nose here, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, and the rest, they have also relaxed their laws on foreign direct investment. So I'm sure it's as a result of some of these things, that's why the president wants to scrap. But we should find a better way also helping our local industries to also grow when they get such competitions from these investors.
Okay. I'll come to you, Kamal. What has your attention in the news?
Well, good morning once again to you, and good morning to my co-panelists. Obviously, the issue we'll have to delve into later, which is the death of our longest-serving former First Lady, Nana Akufo-Addo Rawlings. We'll be looking at it in a way, so I will have to reserve my comments going forward. The other issue has to do with how petty we have become, or we appear as a nation. That's what is on my mind. And why do I say we have appeared so petty? So must we always rename universities after changing government? It's as simple as that. Must we always do that? If there's a need, cabinet decides a law is actually promulgated for an institution to be changed, we agreed, it becomes law. The next government comes, no, we are reverting same. If there's a need for an airport to be named, next government comes, say, no, we are changing the airport. In this case, Tamale Airport is an example. If there's a need for a university in Ho to be renamed after a prominent figure in Ghana, Ephraim Emu was not a politician, I guess. Today, we are told by the majority leader that cabinet has decided that a new law be made to reverse the names of such universities again. That's why I say how petty we have become as a nation. I think it's petty, trust me. The likes of D.S. Dombo, the likes of C.K. Tedian, were they statesmen? The likes of Tolina Natali, were they statesmen? These are notable facts. Okay? I think that in building a nation, we must always look forward. We must always see how we can advance. But this back and forth will not help us. The next time MPP comes, MPP says, we're also going to revert the names. We have...
Should it end here?
It will not end.
Why not?
That's what I'm saying. That is, you see, if you read politics into everything, this is what you give birth to. You give birth to what we call pettiness. Today, look at the amount of money that is going to cost us. Letterheads will be changed. whatever administrative, emblems that they have in the name of the names that they have changed will be changed. That comes with cost. We are looking for advancement. We're looking for infrastructure for those institutions. We're looking at moving forward. And this goes to MPP and NDC. Spare us this idea of, I'm going to rename, this person did this, I'm also going to do that. It is neither here nor there. It's not helping us. So that's what is on my mind, and I think it's so petty, and we should, try as much as possible to eschew that as a people.
Tanko, you're here at least. There's something that's on his mind. He's just shared it with all of us. You want to respond to it first, maybe?
There is something wrong with his perception. Then my brother didn't get his thoughts right on this one. Let me agree to my brother. He's my brother. We are from the same area. Hey, Kamal and then Prof. MFI. You see, these people, when they are speaking, I always tell them, it appears they still don't understand the system we are running in this country. They don't understand. NPP, if they hadn't lost the 2024 election, they would have destroyed the history of this country completely. Our children were going to be brainwashed with their thinking, that UP tradition thinking, that UGCC thing that started and along the line transmogrified itself to UP and finally came to PP and to MPP. They wanted Ghanaian children to think that they are the forebearers of this country. They are the creation of this country. And they did that sustainably from 2017 with Nana Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, being at the helm of affairs, bastardizing our educational system with this kind of stories. Do you remember the issue of the August 14th? When they came in that kind of thing and said Founders Day, where did it come from? Who asked them to do that kind of thing?
What was wrong with it?
Look,
anyway?
from time immemorial, go and read F.K. Boa, the history of Ghana and other things. Whether you see that kind of story in there. Even their own Nana, Dubois, the historian, we read all his books those days in the 80s. Where did that story come from? You went and took something and just wanted to rebrand your people who never even won any election. In fact, Ghanaians rejected the man they put in the JB Dankwa. Ask me, even a primary school teacher beat him up in one of the elections in Abuakwa. Today, they wanted Ghanaians to believe that JB Dankwa was the one who gave birth to Legon, University of Ghana. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to name University of Ghana for JB Dankwa. Can you imagine these people? They went and took the founders of their UP tradition and named universities after them. Come on, just spare us this story, this thing. I beg you, change
what
your
informed
narrative.
the decision to have wanted to change
stop it.
The University of
That's
Ghana?
what I'm saying.
Can I answer MFS question?
Look, I am saying,
or let him land.
Your thought this morning is not well properly financed, in the sense that you cannot bring your founders of your party, your UP tradition, and decide to name our universities after them, and want Ghanaians to believe that we should go up along with that. Tell me, you are talking of Dombo and all these things that you put together. We don't know your founders.
But these people, were they worthy?
No. You see, we are saying that if we are naming a university, we are looking at somebody whose contribution has an impact in the development of this country. Tell me what these people, the impact did they do?
Can I answer your question?
We don't know the people who started throwing bombs in Ghana.
Good. So how else would you have loved him to say it? How are the thoughts not properly?
It's not properly put together.
I thought when my brother...
Come on, let me face it. We are mourning. Don't let us go that far.
Okay, we are where we are.
I didn't
let's
do
mourn.
this.
Well, you started.
No, but I have to answer your question.
You have to mourn.
It's very important.
You see, you people...
No, don't edge me out.
You people...
Don't worry. After saying what you have not said.
Nana Akufo-Addo. You people made our mother be in this state until our mother died. Your party, MPP.
What did they do?
No, don't worry. We'll come to that. You see?
Let us mourn our mother. We lost her yesterday. You are bringing in a gauntlet that we don't want. And we are saying that, ignore that. We want to reset the country and reset our educational system so that our children and the generation to come will know that we have a very sanctified history of Ghana.
Okay. So because
can I answer your question?
Okay.
Yes.
It's uncle.
It's simple.
So you know
you asked me a simple question.
Yes. What informed the decision to want to change the
First
University
of all,
Ghana particularly?
When you take UMAT, okay,
UMAT, yes, University of Science and Technology. We renamed it to George Grant.
Perfect. Okay. And I want to stay put there. George Grant, we all know, even the Kwame Nkrumah you sit here to tout, that they were the true statesmen, was brought into this country. If only you are not going to twerk history or change history, by George Grant, who had the vision to say, I have the money. There are our competitors out there who can come help us nationalize, fight for nationalism. Such a person is today adored, is today actually acknowledged, is today given the opportunity for a university to be named after. You say, no, it is UP tradition.
But you see,
now,
with this analogy,
Ephraim Amu, I ask you a simple question. Ephraim Amu, that famous musicologist, whole university, technical university, named after him, what has he got to do with UP?
You want me?
You don't know the history? You see, when we sit here and then we want to do politics,
Prof, I'll come to you.
That's the danger.
Let's trash this out once
for me,
and
I think that yes, you have the power now, and sometimes they say power silences justice. So go ahead and silence justice and do what you want to do.
Okay.
Pack your courts, do whatever. Okay. But of course, the history of Ghana will not be taken away. UGCC was formed to fight for nationalism, which they achieved. At the point they broke apart, and then Kwame Nkrumah went his way, others also went their way. That does not negate the history that UGCC was formidable in liberating our country.
Very well said, Kamal. But you also agree that for most of the names that existed as well, if given the opportunity, those who named them would also advance very valid and very potent arguments why those names were given to them.
Sadly, they don't even have a tradition to having named anybody in the history.
Okay.
NDC has no tradition. They don't even have the
response to this.
They have nobody in the roots. Tell me who. They was on one vein they are Nkrumah is. The next moment you don't even know where they are. They train their history to Kwame, to what? To Rollins. After Rollins, no history. So who will you name after NDC?
At some point, they have no tradition. It ends, does it not? If you keep tracing,
it doesn't end. History is what makes us. Past events is what makes us.
What I mean is that when you're tracing back, when you're tracing back, it definitely will end at some point. It can't keep going, right?
Obviously.
Okay, so, but Tanko, respond to this.
The political destabilization in Ghana started under you people. These people started destabilizing.
Tell Ghanaians your tradition.
The country. As soon as Kwame Nkrumah started beating them in 1951, even beat them in 1957, finished them up in 1966, they realized that Ghanaians don't needed them. Because that tradition is not the type that you should be allowed to govern this country.
If you go this route, wouldn't there people counter you with
how are they going
the
to
Revolution Party?
No, I'm saying that who started it? Who started destabilizing the country? Isn't it these bomb throwers? Those people, they are saying they named the universities after. Were the people who started throwing bombs at Kwame Nkrumah? They were the people who started this. I'm saying that they wanted to hide the history and wanted to brand these people nicely by naming universities after them, so that their names will be properly branded. We won't allow it.
Okay.
Nobody's going to allow
tradition.
They don't saying that we are not going to allow it to brand our universities with bomb throwers. Okay. So we stopped it. You're mentioning about Ephraim Amu. When Ephraim Amu's name was mentioned, you saw what happened at Volta region. The chiefs and other people ganged up a press conference, even in front of Nana, and said they were not going to agree.
They said he was UP.
They said they were not going to agree. Do you know why they said they were not going to agree?
You see the point.
The chiefs, opinion leaders of Volta region, indigenous of Volta region, spoke strongly against it and said, no, we won't do this. Don't do this. If you are looking for somebody to name, not Ephraim Amu.
Okay, so
what are you talking about?
So come on. In this case, renaming it after individuals, you realize that there are some names that when we mention in this country, there's no debate about it, right? And so why don't you people just, both parties, when you have power, why don't you just leave it at a neutral name? For example, Whole Technical University, there's nothing to debate about it.
You see, a nation that does not, I'm saying, a nation that does not, acknowledge and also, as much as possible, try to, if you like, uplift the names of their past heroes, that nation is doomed.
And then when these heroes, when everybody's not on the same page with such hero, what then do we do? We'll be at a cross.
You see, I have always maintained that it is important, like I said, to uplift your founders, acknowledge them, give them that adoration. And at the end of the day, you will be able to say that, look, you are advancing going forward.
So when
and you'll be able to motivate
when the NPP come back, When he gets power, will he
efforts
change it?
that will see to the development of this
When he
country.
get power, will he change it after they have reversed?
Is the point I'm saying? Is it? Well, are you God? Are you God? Who are you?
Come to power.
Who are you? Are you God?
You see,
Who are you?
Because
Are
of
you
your
God?
behavior, your nature.
Who are you?
It's not about God.
What do you even
The
know?
God we think of
You see,
is all of
why?
us here.
People,
he created his
I am
image.
saying
So when
that,
you're talking of God,
that's
we
why
are
I said that, look, this back and forth will not help us. We will end up, you will end up doing this. The next moment, another party comes and say, no, we are also going to do this.
So it must end. Where do you recommend it ends? It ends with the names that you gave or the one that's going to be reversed?
That is why I think that it is important we try to nip some of these pettiness in
Where
the back.
do you recommend it
move
ends?
forward as a people.
Where should we end it? Should we allow that it be reversed, or we should leave it at the new names? Because we must find some finality to this.
Yeah,
Where do you recommend?
I made a comment. I said power silences justice. Power is used to do whatever you want to do. Today we have seen it. You see, but one thing politicians must know is that power is transient. It's not permanent. There's no way you are going to hold it forever.
They are not saying that it's transient. It's very beautiful.
If you hold power today and you think that is all, you do what you want to do. Do your worst. Trust me.
No, come
the
along
next
with
moment is going to change it.
Come along with me. You are asking that at some point, and Prof, I'm going to come to you because, of course, you're a lecturer, and as to whether the name of the institution even matters, you know.
I thought you allowed them to do
it. But you are calling for an end to this, and I'm asking you that at what point should we end? Should we end at where we're renamed at, or at where it's going to be reversed to?
Well, you see, the point is, that is why I raise it, for us to debate and then come to a conclusion, okay? The logical conclusion that we all need as a country is what we ought to arrive at. But, like I said, today you have renamed. The other government come to say, no, we are reverting, or we are also renaming, as it were, okay? To what end? That's the question you ask. To a point where we all agree that, look, let us advance. Let's look at things that will help this country rather than staying on renaming and naming of institutions.
Prof,
basically.
Doesn't matter.
Let me see, we must face it. You were in power for 8 years. You didn't even build one wall for a university.
Oh, really?
People built universities.
What are you talking about?
People built universities.
My friend.
Finished the university. You came and wanted to name it after your founders. Oh. Who does that? Who allowed this? Look, Professor Mills built a university. You came, you wanted to name it after your founder.
Oh, but have you not inaugurated projects that was started by the...
He said, this thing is petty. And I want to let my brother know that, look, the thing that they are doing, we are not going to allow it. We won't allow you to destroy the history of this country. By going to pick your founding fathers of your political tradition and started naming universities after them, so that to brainwash our children, they won't understand the history of this country and think that these people were contributors to the development of this country, when they were actually the destructive tendencies of this country. They were the people who started throwing bombs. And we might face it. And I'm saying that, look, my brother Kamaldeen, let's face it. You know where we are coming from. How can we build an airport? You have traditional leaders who did massively well for the northern sector and other part of the country. Then you came and picked somebody because the person was from your tradition to name an airport after that, this the person. Do you think we are going to allow it? Are you not going to destroy the history of northern Ghana? Is that what we should allow to stand? That's why we say we won't allow it. We have it, and I'm happy. You see, we have a president who is a historian. You know that our president has a background of history.
He does.
And communication.
He does.
Yes.
In communication, I know.
Yes, and history.
Okay.
Yes, he learned history in the University of Ghana.
Okay.
And he taught history in Ghana school, his former school.
Okay.
So he knows what he's doing. He understood the history of this country perfectly well. We won't allow it. Look, as soon as you forget your history, you forget everything about it.
But the history existed for him to come
I
and
am saying that's why I referred to my brother. He should go back. Let's go and read F.K. Bois and Dubois himself. I read their books in the 70s and 80s. The history of Ghana and all that. And even go and look at the venerable former Speaker of Parliament.
Which one of them?
Professor Michael Quay.
Okay.
He wrote copiously about Ghana history and all that. Where did all these things come from? When has MPP all of a sudden decided to come in 2017 in power and decided renaming people because of their history?
Let me
we
go
were
to the
very
lecture.
lucky that we push them out in 2024. Otherwise, Legon would have gone down to be known as JB Dankwa University. Who would have accepted this? Thank God they have gone. And I'm saying that now I'm happy MPP have realized that power is transient. We're saying that they thought we were joking. 2024.
But now that they're saying it,
I'm saying that we knew of it. It's transient. NDC knew of it. We brought the democracy in 1992, 2002, with our mother, Nana Konedu. They came, took power to 2000. We came back strongly. See how we've changed the hands. And we have been telling them, the way you are misbehaving against Ghanaians, 2017 to 2020, for as if this country existed because of MPP. You will be punished severely. They refused. They were brandishing power everywhere and misbehaving left and right. MPP. Today we are saying power is transient. When have you come to learn this?
Okay.
Maybe a professor will help us in this.
Let's go to let's go to Prof.
That's the question meant for me anyway, but that's where you're from. But the question meant for me. I would have explained to him why I said that power was transient.
No, but you people didn't see it.
Prof is such a gentleman. He'll give you your time. Give you some of the time.
It's common knowledge. We started off this fourth Republican Constitution with a political party called NDC within power. At a point, MPP came in. Again, NDC came back. At a point, MPP came in. Am I not justified to say power was transient? It's as simple as SY. For you to ask me,
think there's a debate
for you
to
now
this.
to ask me, when did I realize it? I think, as I said, it's tried. Sometimes, see, when we are having a conversation or when we are having a communication, let's try as much as possible not to think that we are the only people encoding for people to decode. No.
We are just referring to your behavior in power in 2020.
You will decode and tell you that your argument is wobbling. There's no logic. So when I say power was transient, it's just tried. It's common. You know it. So do your worst today. Tomorrow we will come.
Okay.
Of course, NDC, we are going to do what Ghanaians want. And we are doing it.
Really?
So this desire of renaming institutions and all of that, this desire, if you look deeper into it, what does the literature tell you? What are you picking?
If I just one statement and that ignited all this, we spend almost about but I think it's a very important question you ask your guest. Why do we name institutions, buildings, facilities after some people? It is just about legacy, celebrating achievement of an individual, contributed in diverse ways. It could be money, it could be awards or knowledge or some breakthrough or lives that have been shaped by that individual. So when the person leaves the scene or passes on or even still alive, we decide to name institutions or a facility after the person. In fact, if we go to various universities, we have the names there. Do we still continue naming these institutions or facilities after these individuals? I'm not a historian. But I've given you reasons why we do this. And from the statement, the question you asked all of us, that what's our view? And I'm sure that's what Kama, I said mine, he also said it. Then we had a reaction from my good friend. So
he's not giving his view even.
Easier to give.
He's not giving his
So I don't know how many...
Only to react to what
he gave his view
with no
on Nana Konedu Ajman-Rawlings.
Yeah.
He started by eulogizing her.
Very,
and even talked about how their company is very dedicated to breast cancer every Friday.
So he reacted, and I'm sure that's where we are now. But in his intro, his submission, he said two things which I picked.
Okay.
He condemned the elsewhere administration. He said both NDC and PP will become petty.
Absolutely, that's what I said. That's exactly what
I think from this. And I will justify that. And then he also mentioned cost implications when we change names. In fact, I don't know whether Auditor General or institutions in charge of estimating cost when a particular name, an institution or something is changed. Look, it starts from the bottom to the end.
Right.
To you have to change letterheads. You have to change so many things, and that's huge cost to the country. I estimate the cost and the importance of. So for one breath, it's good to name institutions after individuals. There's no problem. But the issue is the frequency in which we change these names and the cost associated with this. Today, if we are saddled with Galamsey challenges, have we forgotten? People are dying through Galamsey. A lot of issues are happening around this area. Health issues, education, roads. We are now looking for support from IMF, other organizations, and the rest. And when we get the money, we come back and we use this same money to change names after buildings after buildings. What is the importance of all this?
Priorities, you say?
Good. For me, that's an angle I'm coming from. It's good, I've established. It's good if you want to change name and give names to other people just to honor achievements of these individuals. The legacy, the person left behind. We must do that. But when it becomes one too many, MPP comes, they will change a name. The NDC also will take over, they keep changing names. So when can we have finality to this? What law? I'm not a historian, so I'm not a lawyer too. I'm sure that something must be done, the frequency. Because look at the cost. And we are going to have a parliament to sit, I don't know when, and this bill will be brought. And it will cost us.
I think it puts finality to this matter where once there is a regulation that you cannot just keep coming and changing, won't be changing things as and when a president or as a new government, feels like it's right.
There's a law like
unless, of course, this regulation makes the reversal static.
No, even currently as it stands, the names that, of course, the universities bear are grounded in law.
Okay.
So what this government is seeking to do
is amending
to
that
also
law?
again come with a new bill to say that the name is going to be changed. That also
Which means that another government can introduce another bill.
there's no substantive law saying that do not change names, as you're trying to indicate.
Okay.
But everybody comes with a bill and then make a law and say, I've changed the name. Just like we did to Flagstaff House. From Flagstaff House, we come back to Jubilee House. First, it was Jubilee House. Now, to NDC came and said, we're changing to Flagstaff House.
I think
Later,
that's for the politics of it. It's quite an ending.
But I think it's petty.
What do you get out of all this? I don't know what it does.
It's really petty, trust me.
It represents something, all right.
Taco here says that it is because they don't want to distort history.
You don't want to distort
I'm not even... These people...
Prof,
what's Flagstaff?
See, my problem with these people is that
anything
Nkrumah did... Okay, Prof, I defer.
There you go, I know.
I defer.
He's a prof.
I defer.
The point is that there should be a finality to this.
Okay.
I hear the airport is going to be changed, the name. I don't know whether I have it.
Is this true?
Which one?
There was a rumor sometime.
Yeah, Kotoka International Airport.
It hasn't come to my knowledge.
It hasn't come to your knowledge yet. Are you being a politician or you're...
No, it hasn't come.
Oh, you haven't heard it?
I haven't.
We are here.
You know, in the era of social media,
so I think
a lot of things out there.
It's becoming one too many.
Okay.
My focus is on challenges we have as a country.
Right.
As against some of these things.
Let's talk about one of the challenges that interest everybody, the fight against illegal mining. And you've seen that the Ghanaian Times is reporting this morning as well on our portals. The Lands Minister has revoked 300 licenses, and this was after he ordered an audit into the already existing licenses for small-scale miners. 300 of them have been revoked for irregularities and non-compliance with operational standards. Let's talk about this, the journey to the fight or ending illegal mining. In the scope of it, Kamala, come to you. 300 licenses revoked. I like to think that these are licenses that were issued probably previously, because since this government came to power, they say they have not issued any licenses yet. How do you feel about this?
Obviously, yes. I am one of those who hold the view that to fight illegal mining, where we sit today as a people, mining should be tentatively stopped. Mining of all forms. And that is my view. Because if we allege an illegality is going on, which is hampering our progress, which is destroying our environments, which is inimical to our growth as a people, what do you have to do? Issue a moratorium. call a halt to every form of mining, streamline the environment, sanitize it, find out. Now you've just come out to tell us that some 278 licenses operationally are not obliging. Do we even know how many when you do proper auditing? Okay? So point I'm making is that every single form of mining, in my view, should stop.
Even when the other ones is making the country some money.
That's why you engage. There's a problem. There's a canker. So these are people who also mean well for Ghanaians. They're companies anyway. You are not stopping their businesses. It's just so simple. Invite them to a roundtable discussion. Yes, we granted you license to do XYZ. The Constitution says that the minerals of this country is vested in the hands of the president, who must hold it in trust on our behalf. Therefore, the president says that, look, a lot is going on. To hold this in trust for the people of Ghana, I want all of you to stop this and give us 6 months to sanitize the environment, find out what we can do. Then at the end of the day, we'll come back again to do proper mining, responsible mining. But you don't come sit here, cry or shed crocodile tears in the eyes of the public, claim you are fighting Galamsey, get your own Ghanaian, your people. It's in the news. You see MPs fighting with their DCs. This MP came out to say that his DC, sometimes to a large extent, is complicit in Galamsey. In somewhere, Ebuakwa, we are told that a chairman of the NDC, the NDC chairman's son, is neck deep in Galamsey. A lot of them go to Obuasi, go to Ashanti region. These things happen. And it is not to say that when MPP were also in power, we didn't have people out of us who were unscrupulously doing this to this country. So at what point are we going to stop this? It's not about revoking licenses. It's about making sure that you fight this thing head on. You campaigned to Ghanaians. You told us that you had the best panacea. You had the best solution to it. Only for you to come and resort to rhetorics. These things will not fight Galamsey, in my view. So I am for the head-on fight. And the head-on fight, the solution for me is that let's first of all issue a moratorium, stop stop mining, and when you stop mining, sanitize the system, bring back on board those who are deemed to be properly situated to mine, and let them be monitored and mined, and see if we are not going to have a progress in this. We're going to make progress in this. But if we don't do this, and we continue back and forth. Look, I recall how many times we have discussed, we have spoken about illegal mining on this set. Each time I come, any week you call me to come here, illegal mining is on the table.
Does it still staring us
everywhere? Well, it's still a burning issue. But my point here is that at what point are we going to stop this? Look, and this is a national issue. It's a canker, it's a problem. As when we seek to politicize this, and I keep saying this,
in the Eswell government, I recall that there was a partial ban on mining. Did it solve the problem?
It did. For 9 months. When Akufo-Addo issued that moratorium, except after that,
so for 9 months, when they lifted it, then it went back.
That is why I'm saying unscrupulous ones will take advantage.
But it
was a great solution.
Then this call to stop all forms of mining, it must be forever then.
No, it's not forever. You see, if we called for it, and for 9 months we saw progress, then when it came back, people threw their hands in despair and it went haywire again. It means that there's a learning point there. So if a new government comes and resort to say, what you have to do, how did it go wrong when they were called back? At that point, you would have to do proper, if you like, auditing of the events that cause it again to escalate.
And is that not what they're doing?
No, I am saying, no, what are they doing? If they should call back now, if they should halt it now.
I'll come to Tanko, but let me stay with you. Paint a picture for me. For example, if we halted mining, all forms of mining, say for a year, and then the government now says that we can get back to mining, we have precedents that when it happened previously, people still went back to mining unsustainably or illegally. So if this government does the same, and then we come back to mining, and then people are still mining illegally, what are some of the measures they will put in place that is not happening now already?
Let us not become pessimistic on this. I am saying that it happened before. And when it happened, we had progress made. But when it was called back or released, of course, the unscrupulous ones who wants to make quick fixes went into it and it went escalated again. So at that point, the precedent I'm talking about, if we had this What are we going to do? So that when we revert back to mining again, okay, responsible mining will actually be what it is and not illegal mining. That is why you have to look at it. So if the first person failed, okay, after calling them back, how did it fail? That is where you have to study.
So they should
and that's
pick up
where
from.
you have to
They should
make sure
pick up
that,
from.
I mean, the right thing is that.
They should pick up from the sanity that came when they halted mining.
Absolutely.
And then go to what they did, what was done wrong when the mining started again.
The only way right now we have just had licenses that have been halted. So I'm saying that if
there's
you have
Mimas, there's Revoked.
Yeah. Why? They were. What's the name? What name did we give them after under Akufo-Addo? We
What
had
is it called?
Gallant Stop.
Gallant
We had whatever. Same, just change of name.
Okay. Now let's just take a trip to the sitting government. Tanko, you've heard. How much will it cost us as a country if we halted mining and all forms of mining, at least for some time? How much will it cost us?
You see, we declined the invitation being extended to us by Kamal. He should have been apologizing to Ghanaians.
Can you imagine?
MPP should come. Oh, you see, let's face it. If you don't dress a wound and put medicine on it, you think you are going to get it.
And the wound is MPP.
He knows it. But you know it.
The wound is MPP.
The wound is MPP, of course.
Oh.
You know it.
He wants us to go this way.
Kamal, let's face it. I thought His Excellency Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia has started apologizing to Ghanaians. But the thing you are doing here, it appears you are not part of his apology.
MFA.
He's apologizing. Do you know why they are apologizing? No, I'm coming to that. You wait.
I'm listening to him. Let him have his time.
Somebody used 8 years to destroy the forest cover. I'm happy you are showing it behind. 8 damn good years to destroy the forest cover.
Tanko, but illegal mining didn't start.
Didn't start
years.
Very
good. Very existential years ago.
MFA. Illegal mining was not done in forest areas, forest reserve, and water bodies. It's MPP government who came and enacted a law that allowed their party people, because the party here, you remember that statement? That they should go to the forest and water bodies and start destroying it because of party here. They formed a cabal and said a ministerial committee to handle it. And their duty was to secretly recruit party people and send them into the forest areas and started destroying the forest cover and the water bodies. For 8 good damn years. This is what these people did to the forest. When we're fighting and running after them and telling them what you are doing, you are destroying the future generation forests and all that. What did they say? They used water cannons and other things and beat the hell out of the demonstrators who even went there and described Flagstaff House areas as a security zone, so nobody should step foot over there. Is that not what they did to Vomowo and his group? To the extent they nearly banned even Trotro people from using that front road because the king was inside. This is what these people did. We saw it. And we knew that, look, these people, what they did, to the extent when they were leaving office, as soon as we voted them out, we saw almost 600 excavators landing at the port, Tema Port. You know that issue, that is still there.
Well, because when you ship something, it takes time to arrive.
I'm saying, what were they bringing the excavators to? To do what? These are not known contractors who are coming to use it for road contracts or other things. Okay. So come and continue destroying the forest.
Tanko, let's just assume that it's the reason why they lost power.
They lost. Beautiful.
Let's just assume that it is one of the reasons why they lost power.
We have to congratulate the minister and the president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. He said he's going to fight this menace. 300 is gone. Others will go down. More of them. Some are facing court cases for what they did. We are not going to allow this. I think you should be apologizing to Ghanaians.
But he
and
says
thank
that.
the NDC government
for
facing it.
He says
to
that.
make sure that.
Tanko, he says that during their time, they stopped all forms of mining for a while, and then they saw that things had improved slightly.
MPP never stopped all form of mining. What are they talking about? I'm saying that, you see, you must separate between...
That is wrong.
Make him explain.
No.
You're here.
Don't say we never stopped
Let's
all
hear
form of
him.
mining. We did.
Let's hear him. Come on, let's hear him. Let me hear you.
It's not true.
What is not true?
If you stop mining...
Maybe you're not in this
when you're talking of mining, you see, we have several types of mining in the country. What you were trying to do at that time was looking at small-scale mining and all that. You didn't stop the huge mining things. Anglo-Go Ashanti were the people, they were mining.
Come on, so it was partial mining.
That's why I'm saying that.
Or was it entirely?
What government is trying to do?
Was it entirely?
It's not entirely. We're all in this country. Come on, okay, I give you amnesty because you see, my brother, you're in Saudi Arabia, you're not in Ghana. So we're with them.
My brother.
You see,
Oh.
this mining thing that we are talking of, you saw His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, the best president we have seen so far in this country.
Isn't it too early? It's 9 months.
9 months, and you have not even seen a single scandal in this country. Tell me which president. I've been in this process since 1992. We have seen government after government. Which government has come to power 10 months in government, and you will not even see single scandal. These people came within 2 months. You saw what was going on at the Flagstaff House.
Oh.
Contaminated boss oil were being disseminated and given to each other as toffees. You remember the issue of seat scandal. You want to sit by the president, you have to pay some $200,000 US.
Okay, let's make progress.
Have you seen it? I'm saying that the best president so far is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Is there. The record is there. Nobody can disturb that record. 10 months, no scandal. All his sectors, agencies, fantastic. Everything is going on. 300 gone. Others are going down. And we are saying that you should be apologizing to Ghanaians. Come on, don't do this. Your candidate is up.
In 10 months,
yes.
all of the measures that you've put in place in the fight against illegal mining, do you see the progress? Do you see some results?
Oh, yes, we have seen results, a lot. In fact, we have seen results, a lot. You see, some of the excavators being confiscated. They are not given back to them. A lot of water pumps machines have been taken and given to farmers. In fact, some of my people up north are beneficiaries of those things. People bought those machines and sent them to the water bodies to destroy the water. We've confiscated them. This time we are not burning them. We give them to farmers to do irrigation farming, to feed Ghanaians. These are all benefit. And go and see, some of the water bodies are now changing. The color of the water is now changing back to normalcy. Because NEMA is working. The colonel who is leading the group, the man is doing fantastic. It's working. They are going after them. These 300 people, they were just given the licenses. You see, MPP, the thing you did against Ghanaians, I don't know why they still think they can come
Let me
up.
go to Prof.
Look, they were given out licenses like toffees.
London, let me go to Prof.
Toffees. They were just sharing like toffees.
Prof.
And they will use those licenses to go and destroy our forest cover.
Well, Prof,
I'm happy they have taken down 300 of them.
do you see why every time the NDC is talking about illegal mining, they're quick to point to the NPP? Of course, illegal mining didn't start just 8 years ago. Started, since I was a child, I've been hearing about Galamsey. But do you appreciate why every time they must make a point, they go back to the NPP? Because then they will refer to the LI, which allows the president to allow people to mine in the Forest Reserve. It's one of the cardinal points that they always use to want to make their point. Do you see the fairness in this?
Whether I see fairness in this or not, the issue is what we are saddled with today. Today, what are we facing? I've been in this country for some time now. Administration that joked with Galamsey was sent to opposition. If you joke with that issue, you'll be in opposition before you realize. So this administration must accept the criticisms, the suggestions, issues that people are raising, and tackle the issue head on. There was a recent meeting the president had with the media, the stakeholders. That day, I had another view that the fight is beyond the president. Yeah.
When he met with the CSOs?
Yeah. It was beyond the president or this administration. He needed other inputs, suggestions, and there's nothing wrong. If you open that door for people to bring suggestions, fine. But after the engagement, we've seen the NIMO or whatever. I don't know the report so far. We have the free guards. I don't know where we are now. There was a talk about AI to fight this Galamsey. I don't know the status of AI. Maybe another AI is about to be developed. The recent one we had was the one from China. I'm looking for the AI that's about to be developed to help fight the Galamsey. But you see, the minister makes an attempt of revoking 300 licenses. I'm sure that's what you read.
Yeah.
Good attempt. But you see, when you have a house or you are building, you have 2 gates. Often they tell you to have 2 gates. one in front and one at the back. What this administration or what this minister is doing is to lock the front gate. And then the back gate is open. That's where the legal miners are operating from. Cancelling 300 means that those who are trying to use a law to work are those that you can have in your books. But these illegal miners, they don't queue at commissioner. They don't come for licenses. That's not where they take licenses for.
They go and dig.
They are in the bush, digging. So if you cancel 300 licenses, you are invariably...
Is that not what the NIMOS is curing?
No, you are invariably taking care of those who you have in your records, who are perceived to be you doing the right thing, but maybe for some other reason they are not. What about those in the villages?
Those in the villages, Prof, do you appreciate what NIMOS is doing? Because that, of course, the administrative part will not go into the bush, but the NIMOS is what can go in there for those who are doing it at the back
Do you
door.
have any report in terms of what they have done so far?
I mean, yeah, of course, we read the news all the time when they send the reports.
I've not seen any reports. I've not heard any report. If they are doing, so be it. That's fine. But I have not had any reports.
Kamal, have you seen any?
I see the water, the TBT level.
That we see.
See, that's the evidence I have. Once I see a clean water, I know something's been done.
Absolutely.
But I don't see. So the issue is that administration must not joke with this issue. Whether MPP on this, if you joke with this issue, you'll be in opposition. Remember what happened to NPP?
Tanko, do you hear Prof?
Prof, you asked whether I've seen any report. I've seen Erastus' report. Erastus says mining or illegal mining, whatever attempt you claim you have put in to stem it, is not working because it's getting worse. Okay. I've seen it. I've seen the report by an Adom FM reporter, or the Adom TV reporter. His name is, I may get it right for you later, saying that, look, whatever that you say you claim you are doing in the forest and wherever the illegal mining is going on, it's not working. Because we know our river bodies are still under attack by these illegal miners. Not too long ago, I've seen a report where NIMOS went into operation. Immediately they left, the illegal miners were back again on site. I've seen such a report. That is why I'm saying that, not me, the acting Chief Justice, Justice Bafuboni, is on record to have said that under John Dramani Mahama's administration, this 9 months of administration or 8 months, Galamsey has gotten worse. I didn't say it. It took the government communication man, Felix Ofosukwuachi, to come and say that, okay, prove evidence, give us evidence. Really? So you see, like Prof said, it's not about curtailing 278 licenses. Those were illegal people were deemed to be working. If they have operationally not done something, that is not illegal. Our problem, our issue has to do with the illegal mining. And if my brother wants us to go on blaming each other, we can do it and do it well. It's not about the MPP. He said that. He said here that it is the MPP's problem and not the NDC's problem. And I'm saying that, one, you drew his attention to it. Illegal mining didn't start under MPP. Inus Afuseni is alive. He should find out when he was minister in charge of natural resources. The problem he had to go through with illegal mining. Professor Mills, of blessed memory, had cause to say that illegal mining was a canker. Then MPP wasn't in power. So when we sit here and then we're speaking to Ghanaians who are so discerning and who understand issues, let us not trivialize matters and try to make it look partisan politics. This is a serious matter on the table. And I have always said that, look, devoid of politics, let's see how we can solve this. Me, I'm not for quick fixes. Everybody knows me. I am for working hard, pursuing whatever I want to pursue legitimately, get to a level wherever, whatever God is going to put me and whatever He's going to give me, I'm okay with it. And I want everyone to have such thinking. So when these matters come, I speak it with passion. And I say that we should try and to take this politics out of it.
Okay, so do I get the impression that...
He doesn't want to appreciate.
Yes.
Let's call a speed a speed. Prof, and I'll be blunt on this. Let's call a speed a speed. We are fixing a serious problem caused by the MPP government. You all knew it. Why
that is where I have a problem.
I'm saying that, no, that
is not true.
That's why I say we must.
And that cannot be true. Tanko, you see, let's not do this.
Kamal, you were quiet. I was quiet. I was quiet when you were talking. I was quiet. Party here.
Why?
I didn't make that.
One Professor Amon spoke. Was it MPP?
I am saying party here, Sika. I didn't say it. You group your minister, top level minister. Prof, you are aware of that.
Your national organizer, who you serve with, where is he? What is he doing?
All into order.
No, your national organizer. I didn't say it. Attorney General said he should be investigated for Galamsey. Your national organizer.
Kamal.
So don't sit here and say MPP.
I am not.
Your third vice chairperson, Hussein Abanga, is complicit. You know him.
I'll call everybody on this table to order if I have to. Don't worry. I'm hearing.
But he wants us to go on that.
No, because we've established on this table that illegal mining didn't start 10 months ago. Neither did it start 8 years ago.
And his executives are next deep.
That's established.
His executives are next deep.
That's established. So we're going to. We're making progress.
The magnitude at which we saw under the regime of Nana Akufo-Addo, the party here Sika people. You see, the party here Sika, you can't run away from it. Prof, you saw it. And we are saying that if you say, Prof, we have closed the front door and opened the back door. Which back door? This 300.
Prof is right.
Look, which back door? Prof, where's the 300?
The 300.
The 300, none of them was given to by this administration. Why would they give? They took this license and went be doing illegal mining.
Oh, really?
That's illegal for us. They're doing illegal mining. Most of them. Look, it's true. The minister stated it. If you go deep, when the minister was talking about it, why are we dealing with Prof?
Let me clarify something.
Yes.
I'll give you your time.
I mean, there was an analogy.
Yes.
That when you take this action,
yes,
it appears the front door is locked, but the back door is open.
Now I understood it appears. So, I understood it now, it appears. Yeah. But it doesn't appear that way, Prof. It doesn't appear that way. What is happening is,
God.
Why is Wuntumi in court? Is he not having a proper license? Wuntumi was given a proper license? Yeah, he was given a license. But did he use the license of which he was given to go and do the work? He decided to use a license in an illegal form. And to go to a path that he was not allowed to.
Allegedly.
Okay, well, whether allegedly or not,
this question
I'm saying that. For NPP, when we talk, we
no, don't do that.
We'll use the allegedly for you. That's the language. Okay, allegedly.
Don't do that.
Now, 300 people, 300 licenses, you were giving to them like toffees. They use these 300 people. You know the distraction they've caused to the forest. You think they just sat down, the minister just sat down and said, let's just revoke the thing because I don't like them. A painstakingly investigation went into this, their operation, and saw that these people, party here group, they gave them to go and they are destroying the forest cover left and right. Kamal, it's easy for you to be remorseful. You are
who should be remorseful? Remorseful for what? Your national organizer doing Galamsey?
I am saying that your
remorseful for your third vice chairman doing Galamsey.
Your candidate
your DCE is doing Galamsey.
Your candidate. His Excellency,
but you are not using allegedly.
I am saying, so you see,
you have not given
they are not before court. They are not before court. They are not before court. These are reports that, of course,
that's
we have all read. And even the MPs, their own MPs have come to speak about it. Brim DCE.
In that case,
yesterday,
in that case, he will cite. Then he will cite the Wuntumi case because at the time the minister in charge said
it's a national problem.
No, but I'm saying that once you come with a clean hand. Once you accuse somebody, he will do same.
Kamal, I'm saying that. You see, let's face it.
Is it their brother? So what?
You see, Kamal, let's face it. Your people have done a lot of, I would say, human criminal act against the good people of Ghana. That's why you got 38%.
Oh, you have done nothing.
But why would they give you 38%?
You have done nothing.
The NDC is fixing it.
You had 41% some time ago, you remember?
We are resetting the country. We never got 41.
You did.
We are resetting the country. We are resetting the forest cover. We are resetting the mines. You see, we have two difficulties in Ghana currently. One, developing the country is a challenge. The other challenge is how to reset MPP and their thinking. That's the two challenges. No, it's a fact too. The way they are.
You have a problem.
Why is it your problem?
No, it's a problem.
When you bring a brother like this to come and talk
to you know why I'm saying this? You know why I'm saying this? You are trying to resolve a problem. They don't see that the problem was created by them.
Tanko we are trying to set his own topics and discuss them.
And yet,
not what you give.
If it's not a challenge to reset them in Ghana, why are you going to reset people like that? They don't see anything wrong with what is going on. What they see is that they are interested in 2028 elections. That's why they are telling us that they are coming back. You, after causing all this crime against Ghanaians, they are thinking of coming back.
But in 2016, when you lost, were you not thinking of coming back in 2020?
But everybody saw that. If not because of crooked electoral commission, how can MPP win 2020 election? They rig the election. The fact is, let's not go there. If we want another table, we can open it. The election was properly rigged in 2020.
I was hoping we'll go to the legacy of Nana Konedu, but let's handle this.
We must go there. Let's go there, and I'll tell you how wicked these people are. Let's go there. It's very important. I've been waiting for it.
The point is that...
Tell me how wicked these people are to the Voltarians.
An administration was in place. We were all complaining about the same issue. And this administration also complained that they were not doing enough to stop the galamsey. So get me into power, I'll do this for you. And today, if you are talking about, and you're still making references to the old administration, Ghanaians are watching. We should be careful how we are.
That's a failure. Indulge me a bit. Prof, indulge me a bit.
Somebody has destroyed the forest. You have to tell the person you have done it.
Just indulge me a bit. In the same analogy,
for 9 months you'll be talking.
I hear the NPP as well profess what they did in their era, which they think brought results, and sort of want to impose it on the NDC as well. Why then? Why are we cherry picking? Where when the NDC wants to refer to what they believe the NPP did wrong, the NPP doesn't want to accept it, but the NPP want to profess strategies and mechanisms that they did in their era that worked, and that the NDC should accept it. Do you understand my argument?
I understand your argument perfectly. And like I said, today, what are we saddled with? The previous administration, before NDC took over, MPP took over, they had also, said a lot of things about that administration. So from that time to today, the issue is that people are still dying. We have this issue, we have not gotten a solution out of it. So at a point, there should be a breather that people must give us solutions in terms of what they are doing and their results. That's all that we are calling for. If you go back to the 300 licenses that have been revoked, and I was happy, my brother said it didn't start from, it started from the previous administration. Did you see any date, the operations of those people who have been, licenses that have been revoked? It's starting from where? I don't have a data.
Prof, it's 2017.
It stated 2017.
Yes, they gave the profit. They were just sharing it to them.
No, all the
300.
The 300.
They are from MPP.
Well, I have not looked at that. But if you started from 2017, fair enough. But I would like to see when it started. Then we'll be fair.
Okay.
But we shouldn't all the time be lamenting, because
I agree with you, Prof. I agree with you. Let's spend just a few minutes as well talking about the legacy of Nana Konedu Rawlings, and sadly, we lost her yesterday. Now, it brought yesterday, the conversation has advanced so much to women empowerment conversations, and it brings to bear the work she did during the 31st December movement. And even after the Beijing Declaration, the history says that it was one of the things that propelled, at the time, the Constitution to want to recognize spousal rights. But unfortunately, if you visit that provision in the Constitution, Article 22, you would realize that it was just mentioned in there that in a matter of practicability, they would enact regulations or some sort of, rules to be able to regulate spousal rights. It's been over 30 years. Today, Nana Konedu Rawlings is passed, and whilst we're mourning and celebrating her, we remember that there was a law that was supposed to have been passed to at least bring some fair and equity into the distribution of property rights. I hear that bill goes to Parliament back and forth and all of that, but really never gets to see the daylight. If I wasn't a woman, I would say that it looks like because Parliament is very filled with a lot of masculine representation, and so they do not see the importance of that spousal right. But Kamal, moving forward, one of the questions we've been asking, what can we do to immortalize her memory? What can we do to immortalize the fight for women empowerment and child development in this country?
Before we deal a bit on, we come to this legal issues that you have raised as to whether or not spousal rights is indeed given a boost in this country. Let me first of all eulogize the first former lady, the former first lady of the Republic of Ghana, who in fact, appeared to be the longest serving ever. She's contributed her quota to national development, despite the tradition that brought them in, which we all sought to castigate, because coming at the point of the barrel of the gun to seize power, nobody thinks is palatable. That is why coup d'etats are indeed not upheld or not held in high esteem today. That said, the gun brought them, the gun maintained them for some time, and got to a level where people had to cry, the spillage of blood and all that, got to a level where identification haircuts were given to people. Ghana went through a lot, got to a level where you could not even express yourself freely under these people. They could not press conference, press freedom was a problem.
Why is this necessary?
No, I'm just telling you the background that brought her. Nonetheless, she did well. Even that, with all this, run up to 1992, when we pushed for a democratic form of governance, and they agreed, it took her husband, Jerry Rawlings, our former president, to use his blood to thumbprint or sign the first constitution of the NDC.
What does
That
mean?
tells you. I'm telling you what.
Like physically?
Physically.
He cut his thumb.
Yes. Cut his
Used
thumb.
blood.
Use his blood.
Is it true?
You know, he answer you. I will not tell you what. Wait a minute. I'm continuing. It's my fault. I mean,
That's some
it's my
history
time.
I've not read
I have done
anywhere.
it to
That's
use his
why
blood
I'm fascinated.
to sign or to thumbprint their first constitution to establish that party. It took the wife to design the emblem of the NDC for them. She did that. She designed the logo of the NDC for them. Okay, that's how come they went to court later on when she was claiming the patent rights to this design and all that. After doing all this, these people who are very ungrateful, NDC, very ungrateful, look at how they treated the houseman. They called him a barking dog, and that they had tamed the barking dog. That's how ungrateful NDC appears. So. Then they proceeded to call her names.
Are you doing things right?
No,
because
I am
when
doing
when they start to
let
also
them
call
continue.
names,
Oh, why? Let him do it.
I think when you're
Why?
coming on the
called
table
for it.
equity,
He called for it. I thought we were going to have a discussion this morning. He called for it. I'm saying that these ungrateful beings who appear to be like they are the saints of today, this is what they did to even their founder.
But you had the
and did it to the founder's wife.
We had
you know
the
what?
chance to do things.
You
right.
remember right up to 2012, that infamous congress they had in Sunyani, Fonka Games and Fonka. They subjected this woman to a very inhumane treatment. Today they want to cry more than they breathed and say they are the best. She's our mother and she's whatever. She's your mother, really? What you did to her? What got her to form NDP? These ungrateful beings here. You understand? So for me, in as much as we are mourning and we are sad, the last thing, to the extent that the daughter, who is a 3-time member of parliament, very sharp, Senator, excellent doctor she is, served diligently because of the father's hatred, the mother's hatred. She's sitting somewhere, not even appointment for her. And you say you are the best. This is how they've subjected this first family too. For me, it's sad. It's not my party, it's for them. Anyway, the cadres who are watching me this morning know what they did to their founder and know what they did to their roots. They have no roots. That's how come they attack every root.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Rashid, Tanko maybe. Do you see where Kamal is coming from? And do you agree if many people watching us today feel the way Kamal
Yes,
feels?
I feel sad for her.
I think you give him his time, will you not?
I am not a learned Islamic cleric. I've read the Quran. I'm from that family of Islamic. My brother is learned.
I'm not learned. No, I went to Saudi Arabia. We're going to Saudi Arabia doesn't mean I'm a learned Islamic cleric.
You have seen.
I'm not.
You have seen Mecca. I want to see one before.
You have not been to Mecca?
I've not been to Mecca.
That's a shame. You should be.
I'll go, definitely.
That's a shame. You should be.
Now I'll go.
You have the capacity.
But you know what? In Islam, when somebody dies, you don't speak evil of that person. That's what the religion says. See what you are doing. You have to go back. Today is Friday. You have to do something. When you go to mosque and pray for forgiveness.
I spoke about your evil,
no,
not
no,
her
no.
evil.
You have spoken evil against the woman. You said she and the husband kill people.
It's a fact that stated, not evil.
What facts
they came with a gun.
I'm saying you said
the husband came with a gun. That's true.
Today is Friday.
It's a fact. No,
you have
nothing to do with.
You have to appease yourself because
AFRC they came with a gun.
When you go, you are no more a Muslim. You know that's what the religion says. It's a fact. I'm just telling you. Live camera.
Kamal, he was quiet. Please let him have his moment. I have very few minutes to wrap up.
Konedu Ajiman-Rawlings is part and parcel of the history of NDC. Nobody can discount it. She's our mother. I've worked with her from the 90s. I've been with that lady, a very fantastic woman, when we started the democratic culture. When Kamal and his group of people were saying that Ghanaians should vote no against the constitution he is just referring to, talking plenty. Prof, I'm sure you're aware of that. MPP and his group said they should vote no against the constitution in 1992.
That's not true.
It's a fact.
That's not true.
So
you are a Muslim. Don't lie.
That's not true. Aduba in his group.
It's very untrue.
And President Kufuor, then candidates, they all said, let's vote no against the constitution.
No.
There were the no people.
We advocated for it.
Oh, come on.
Oh my God. No.
Come on.
No, we don't do this. This is a big platform. That's why I'm surprised about it.
No, because people have said that because the constitution came right after the revolution.
But we did not say we should vote against the constitution.
Okay.
The Dankwa Buzia club that we formed was actually what pushed Rawlings and co. to go into multi-party democracy. So why then do we say we should vote against?
This is their story.
He's a Muslim.
He's a big Muslim. Story. You can't tell their story for them.
No, that's not true. That's not true. But when you are saying the story, I said they stayed on fact.
Please give him. Please allow him. Come on. Please allow him. It is his story. Let him tell it, please.
Tell my story. You said your story. I didn't interject.
Don't lace it with lies.
No, because you have already announced that there are discerning people watching. Please, come on.
That's fine. Hold your fire. You know, I said initially, these people have a penchant of trying to change the history of Ghana and trying to bastardize our educational system with their rhetorics. You see what he's trying to do this morning? Everybody knows. Look, even a primary school child knows that in 1992, this group of people, even told to the extent GBA, refused to join the Consultative Assembly in drafting because that we brought hairdressers and other people, carpenters to come and draw a constitution. What kind of constitution was that? They were not going to participate in that. They refused. And when the constitution came out, we were then the DYLG, Democratic Youth League of Ghana. That's at the wing of PNDC. Young, small boys going around in the villages telling them, vote yes, we now want to bring you democracy. These people who said they were learned people, who said they shouldn't vote yes against, that the constitution is meant for all this. That's what they were doing in 1992. Nana Konedu mobilized the women, 31st December women, to make sure that they all came out in their numbers to vote yes, so that we can now have a democracy that we are enjoying today. Come on. You are speaking evil of that woman and everything. Meanwhile, it is Nana Konedu.
About the evil you did to her.
The
evil you did to her is what I'm talking about.
I've been saying that when MPP are speaking, watch them closely. They say we have to fix them, these people in Ghana.
The evil you did to her.
Because the way they are, when they are speaking, you have to watch them closely. When Nana Konedu was solidarizing with them, we warned that, look, these are not the group of people you should go and solidarize with. MPP, they are not the group at all. You know what they did to you and your husband? To the extent the same group said your husband was not a Ghanaian. In 1992, when your husband was going to be...
At least we didn't call him a dog.
They said the husband was not a Ghanaian.
But we didn't call him a dog, a
therefore,
backing
he
dog.
was not qualified to be a president of Ghana. They went to court against... They even went to court to say that the court should stop the celebration of 31st December and all that.
Yes, we did. We succeeded.
And they succeeded.
Yes.
We have no problem with that. We respected the law and went ahead. So later when Nana Akufo-Addo came closer to them, their family, we won. These are not the group of people you should be coming closer to.
You won the backing dog.
No, we say that we won.
Kamal, you had
and
your
the
time.
family saw it later. You remember even our founder, His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings, on his sick bed. You remember what happened the 2020 election? On his sick bed, he was doing this. Do you know why he was doing that? When even Nana Akufo-Addo...
You are hearing things.
I say, I'm telling you, you know why he was doing this? He was saying they should vote for John Dramani Mahama.
Why was he number 2?
Yes, that was our position. You remember that thing? And because these people had made sure that they managed to convince our mother, and our mother was thinking that they were the best of people, they should solidarize. Today, see, they are speaking evil against her death. They are speaking evil against her death. She died and we are mourning.
The evil you did to her.
And
what we're
so
speaking
that's why
about.
I'm saying that today, my brother Kamal will have to go to Friday mosque and pray to God so that he become a Muslim again. Because as we speak now, he's no
Prof,
more.
will you support a state funeral for her?
For saying this thing, you know it. What you have just done. You don't speak evil against it.
You are a pious.
You haven't spoken evil against any dead person.
Would you support a state funeral for her?
Yes, I support 100%.
Yeah, of course.
You know, her work is widely recognized. I said in my intro, her work is widely recognized, cut across all other barriers, lifting grassroots members, economic activities to all the way to national legislation. You know, she paid her due, and I'm sure we remember her. What must we do so that we don't forget what she did for this country? I'm sure that was a question, and you started by asking us the spousal rights that has not seen the light of day. I'm sure what we can do, that bill must be passed in memory. And then, beyond the national recognition, we should be able to set up, for me, because I come from a higher educational background, a scholarship for rural girls. This administration must set up scholarship for rural girls. That should be able to, something that we can use. But my last comment on that is that her legacy should be a living verb, not a fading now.
Right, very well said.
But on the spousal rights,
very well said.
let's commend our courts. Our courts have
Our
done
time,
so well on that anyway.
Up,
but
yeah,
that's
I don't know.
we need a written law. But of course,
we are in the mourning mood. We'll continue to mourn. I mean, her legacy lives on. The thing that she and her husband laid, the NDC is implementing same. Currently, probity accountability is going on. You see, in our government, accountability is going on. People are going to account for every penny that they took.
After taming the backing dog.
We are going to make sure that every penny
after taming the backing dog.
Thank you so much.
Accountability is now
Come out.
After taming the backing dog, we are talking about their legacy.
Thank you so much. Look, you should look out for the interview with myself and Tanko a little later today at 9 p.m. He says he's married to two, one Muslim and one Christian, and he's been explaining. He said it's a balanced equation. Look out for that interview on today.
My brother.
But this is the news review segment on the AM show. We've got more on the show. Please stay. AM show. Time now to talk about a very important topic. And if you've not given me your attention the whole morning, I'd like your full attention on this very important topic. This morning, we're discussing the potential role of medicinal plants in Ghana's healthcare system and economy. And this conversation we're going to be having would be with Professor Regina Appiah Opong, and she is former head Department of Clinical Pathology, Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research. She's also professor of toxicology at the Department of Clinical Pathology, of course, at Noguchi. And Professor Regina Appiah Opong, thank you so much for joining us in studio. And congratulations. I followed that inaugural speech, and you have a very wide and deep profile. It took about, I was just counting the minutes when you were being introduced, and that is very worth celebrating. Thank you for joining us in the studio.
Thank you for your kind.
I mean, as a child who grew up with my grandmother, who's a farmer, she would readily want to go to plant medicine, first of all. One of the things that I also wondered when I went to the hospital was that they write it in doses. It is quite measured, but my grandmother didn't have that measurement. And I grew up as well also having that kind of cloudy mind. And so when I saw that inaugural speech, I thought that this is some work that you have put into it. This morning, my first question to you maybe would be, what triggered your research in that area, first of all?
Thank you very much. I'm very grateful to you, Joy FM, for this opportunity to share my heart. I mean, medicinal plant work is my heart, actually. I'm very much interested in it. What triggered this? I think that I have looked around. I I recall that my first degree I did in still in medicinal plant medicine. I looked at cocoa because I see that there are herbal medicine practitioners around. We have a lot of plants and all that around. But somehow, as a people, we have not really focused on it to find out whether these are useful or not, whether these are safe or not. And they are all around us. And so when I was working on my master's degree, I decided to focus on these plant medicines because, you know, you work with a herbalist, you want to find out, what do you have? I wanted to find out, what is it that they had and why were they purporting that this does everything and so on? Was it really true and so on? And so this changed my interest, and even with my PhD, I still did some work on medicinal plants, plant derivatives, and in fact, some plants as well. And I feel that if truly these have some effect, we need to help our own people, and we need to help ourselves. Because if this is good for us, before the colonial masters came, people were not dying. Of course, people would always die with, you know, death would always happen. But there was some remedy somewhere. And we read literature tells us so much about that. And these were the medicines that were being used before. And so I just wanted to find out whether there's a way that we can also support this and help our own people have our own and also develop great things of our own. And gradually found that there was so much economic even value, apart from the healthcare issues. There's so much value to these things and so on. So this is what actually keeps me, although it hasn't had much traction in this country. This is my passion, that we would look at it and see how we can benefit from it, and we can actually up our revenue base from it, because it has, as we talk, you see that there is so much that Ghana is missing out.
Prof, you have actually touched on a very important point. I was going to go there a little later, but since you have just touched on it, maybe we go there at once. Revenue. In your research and in your readings and looking into this deeply, what's really the projected amount that we may be raking in a year if we wanted to look carefully at plant medicine?
Okay. So I will start by talking a bit about what other countries have gotten, and then we'll see whether Ghana will anywhere. So if you go to the literature, you find out that North America, for instance, 2022, they had about 68 billion. And please let me remind you that we traditionally, in fact, when even the colonial masters came, they thought that traditional medicine was primitive. So out there in the West, it looked like it was backward. And interestingly, now, globally, people are running for it. So North America, 2022, 68 billion US dollars. And they are projecting by 2032, they would have about 200 billion US dollars. And then you come to Europe also, moves up a bit. Europe's figures below North America, about 30, also projecting that it will move up, almost like doubling up. And then, you know, other countries, we have China, we have all the other countries. And then they lump the rest of the world. And I always hope that Ghana will be somewhere in there. So that is a picture. And the World Health Organization is projecting by 2050, income revenue from traditional medicine should be about 5 trillion US dollars. And in Ghana, before I had my inaugural lecture, I wanted to find out how much are we also roping in. So I had help to get to statistical service and all that, and I had the picture of our exports and all that. Unfortunately, I did not see herbal medicine or traditional medicine on the list, which tells me that even if it is so small that it doesn't, even in Ghana, it doesn't go on our file, much more the global, you know, lists.
That's an interesting find, because every day in the news, on TV or even on radio, I hear something about plant medicine, herbal medicine. And so it's very strange that it is not finding expression in the statistics.
No, at all. I did not see that. But we had 2024, when we're celebrating the Traditional Medicine Week, I recall that the president of GAFTRAM, who is the CEO of COA, said that if there's concerted effort, we could probably make about, I don't know the basis for which he said that, about 76 million, at least US dollars, from that. I guess that he had some reasons for saying that. But I believe that we can, if we move carefully, we should probably get more. Because if you step out of your house, you and I, there are plant medicines everywhere.
Right.
Suddenly, you know, I just looked around my house and I saw everywhere you see a lot of plants with medicinal value, the herbal medicines practitioners are talking about. So really, there is so much potential out there. Apart from what we will get from healthcare, out there, even putting the plants together and shipping them out, exporting that alone, of course, under good condition. Now we have issues, galamsey and all kinds of things. But if everything is in good condition and we are able to export these amounts, we grow them, talks about, if you go back to cultivation and so on, the country has a lot to gain if we focus on herbal medicine.
It's interesting because, I mean, you will note that from malaria to cancer, most of these modern medications will trace their roots nearly to plant medicine. Do you think that as a people we still have interest in plant medicine, or we've sort of moved on or moved away? In your findings, did the data point to the fact that it looks like people will be still interested in plant medicine?
Yeah, indeed. If you look at rural Ghana, the data we have is that about 80% of rural Ghana still depends on plant medicine or herbal medicines for, you know, the healthcare needs. And I'm using herbal medicine and plant medicine interchangeably because herbal medicine is also recognized as plant medicine. So it's virtually the same thing I talk about, whichever way I look at it. And so we realize that about rural medicine, yes. But if you come to the urban, I don't have the status for urban separated from rural. But I know that there are some people, I did a study, and I was looking at people who even co-administer herbal and plant medicine. I wasn't looking just at those who use it, but just co-administrate because I had a focus. And in that study, I realized about 50% of people were doing that, you know. And so there are, even there are people who depend on it. The only thing is that, unfortunately, because there is not, we do not have robust research or scientific research backing a lot of some of the medicinal plants or herbal medicines. Many people, especially educated people, they are quite skeptical. What is it going to do? How sure am I that I am safe taking these and so on? So once these things are straightening out, I believe that because out there in the West, people they prefer, they say it's natural, it's good. So they rather going for it. The only thing is that the caution is that natural doesn't mean that it's safe.
Okay.
And so you must always look at the safety issue. And that is the reason why research is key in all of this discussion.
And if you look at as well, one of the challenges, maybe we go to the challenges why it hasn't been fully integrated in our healthcare system. What would you say are the challenges? Is it the research into putting the measurement into it, or what have you been finding? Because you hardly go to the hospital and then you're prescribed both herbal medicine and the modern one, right? And of course, you've said that people who are educated or enlightened think that is not quite measurable, so they don't want to. Can it be properly integrated together with the modern medication?
Definitely, it can't be properly put together. Again, going back to research, I recall that 2011, the University of Ghana, the then Vice Chancellor, Professor NSIT, sent a delegation to China, Tianjin University for Traditional Chinese Medicine, to go and sort of meet up with them and find out what they were doing, how far they were going with traditional medicine, plant medicine, and so on. It was such a great experience. We realized that there in their clinics, all those who wanted conventional orthodox medicines could go there, and those also who wanted plant medicines or alternative medicines put the same clinic, but then fortunately in Ghana we have about 55 hospitals or clinics that are piloting this. The major challenge, as you asked, is that robust research and clinical trials have not been done on many of the products that we have. And that's a challenge. Because if you do not have research, not many people who are enlightened, educated, would want to take something that they are not quite sure what it is going to do.
Okay.
Because now we have a lot of issues, liver, kidney, and so on. Of course, I am not saying that orthodox medicines do not do this. They also have, but then at least you have some research, you know what it's going to do to you. And we need pharmacovigilance. Because at the end of the day, people are using it. We need to be sure that when people use this product over time, what is it going to do? It's not about your passion and saying that I think this is good. And so, no, we need something.
Does it cost much to do this kind of research?
It is quite expensive, but it's beneficial. It is something that we shouldn't run away from as a country. We should not run away.
Is it also complex? Beyond it being expensive, is it complex? And I ask this because of the many plant-based, there's so much plants in this world. Maybe I shouldn't narrow it to just Ghana and maybe Africa. The complexity of it, would it make it not motivating for us to want to go into research?
No, it is not so complex. It is not so complex. I don't think so.
I mean, probably
I have worked in the area,
so maybe.
I have worked in the area for all most of my working lives.
Okay.
It's not complex at all. Yes, because you have the plants, and usually you are starting from how do the herbalists use it. If they are using aqueous extract, you just pick what the method, the aqueous extract. You prepare that. Just as they do.
Yes.
Because sometimes we have issues with adulteration. It's one of the issues. Like you talked about dosage, it's an issue. We talk about drug interactions, even herb interactions. You can have some herbs people are mixing. One is toxic, the other is quite okay. And they are putting them together. And so all of these are issues that have to be looked at. Of course, like I said, adulteration. Some people will have something and they would add a drug to it. We are able to find it anyway because with HPLC it shows up, and then we are able to pick that one. And so it's not that complex. We have assays. We teach students, even undergraduate students are able to come up with a product. We give you a product, a plant, and say check to see whether it has cancer. You just prepare it. If you boil it like the herbalists will do in the lab. And then you dry it first of all, you harvest it, you note the time you harvested it, Sometimes there's this mystic thing that plants have to be harvested at this time, at this point, because of some spiritual thing. It's usually just science.
That's another difficult one. The spirituality that comes with it. That is so difficult to want to research into. Does it make the work any difficult, even for you as a professor?
No, not at all. Because, for instance, you need to understand that as a scientist, there's photosynthesis. So it may be that a metabolite is produced, okay? So it needs the sunlight for it to be produced, and so you get a lot more of it at the end of the day when it has been produced, or the system is such that you seem to have more in them at a certain time. So you just have to monitor and be sure that that product, when are you getting more of it? Okay. So it doesn't really, but of course, if you are not schooled, you just have to put something to it so people can probably believe
it.
Yes.
Okay.
But really, I don't think there's any.
But what I'm going to do now is to just bring back some part of that lecture that you had, at least because not all of my audience were able to watch or view on YouTube. I saw that you called for the online viewers as well, but I'm happy to bring parts of that lecture that she had somewhere in July. But when we come back, 2 questions we'll be asking. You have researched quite well into genetic variations of people and how that can contribute into proper research and how we can use the medications as well quite safely. When I come back, we'll pick up from that, but take a watch.
So over 160 kilograms of herbal medicines are valued at 344,000 are marketed in Tanzania. So leading market actors are investing in research. And strategies for growing this area include collaboration, collaborating with partners and so on. The herbal medicine industry must offer effective terms and expand and survive in more competitive rising the climate, even right here. Now let's look at Ghana. Now Ghana herbal medicine industry is a main source of employment of a large number of people. So about 951 tons of accrued herbal medicine, estimated at a total of 7.8 million, were traded in Ghana in 2010. Now currently, the revenue is not known. I tried to get that and I couldn't get it. Now, at the last Traditional Medicine Practitioners Week celebration, the president said that Ghana could generate 76 million annually with concerted efforts. Efforts have been made to develop, yes, plant medicines, as I said. Research has proven that several of these, so these are my concluding words. So, research has proven that several Ghanaian medicinal plants are efficacious and safe for use and can be marketed. Now, researchers require funds from government and other stakeholders to support the work on medicinal plants for significant economic impact. Now, other challenges associated with the plant medicines, these all can be surmounted. You can surmount them with research, with training, with discipline, and with the right policies.
Well, I brought you the concluding part of her lecture, just maybe, if you're interested, it's still on YouTube. I would direct you to go and watch that full lecture because it was a good one. But Prof, we're talking about some of the research that you have done. Of course, people still take medicines anyway, regarding who they are and what makes up their whole body. You talked about genetics. Do they play a major role?
The role in that. We talk about pharmacokinetics, how the drugs move around. Okay, so for instance, in Finland, they do not have some enzymes. Enzymes are some proteins inside us, some substances inside us that help us to process the foods and the medicines that we take. So if they are not there, you will still process the food, but very, very slowly. So we need them for survival. And these also have genes in them. Okay, so for substances for hereditary that can be passed on. And so, for instance, in Finland, they do not have they have a very low level, or did we say they really do not have now, they're really weak, of poor metabolizers of a particular enzyme. So they will not allow you to bring that drug that needs that enzyme to work, because if you give them a drug and you don't have that enzyme to help it, it means the drug will stay for a longer time inside you, and it will be likely to be toxic.
Okay.
So when a drug is given to you, it should have a window, a time within which to work and come out. And the doctor is calculating that. It is based on that you are giving the doses.
Okay.
So we know that if you take this drug, in 2 hours or 3 hours, it should come to a point, and then you take the next dose. If you take the drug and it will not come out, then you should actually take the next one, and the next one,
right,
and the next one. And so this is very important. And so what we want to find out is that most of the drug metabolizers, so we have an assay, we look actually at a test, okay? We look actually at drugs generally and find out whether these drugs, we clone these enzymes to find out whether drugs have this potential, and it should always be done. Unfortunately, in Ghana, we don't do that much.
Right.
Yes, but it's very important. So we need to find out from the people groups. Mm-hmm. Within Ghana, we have a lot of people groups, and it has been found, research has shown that there are a lot of polymorphisms or different genes within Africa.
Okay.
So we need to find out. Ghana, we have a lot of ethnic groups. Are we all able to metabolize the drugs on our markets? Apart from herbal medicines are key, but all the drugs on our market, are we able to, do we have similar way of metabolizing this. This is important for personalized medicine.
Right.
So that when you go to the hospital and the doctor knows that you are from where? The Greater Accra region. Okay, Greater Accra region, generally we know that you don't have much of this enzyme that will do this. So this drug may not be appropriate for you. So we'd rather give you that one because you are likely not to have this drug. And if we don't know that, we just bring drugs in, we don't know anything, we just consume them. Do we know what it does to different people
modern
groups?
Ones, we don't even know whether they have done all of these research.
But out there, they have done quite a bit.
For them, okay.
But we have to do it for ourselves. We cannot expect people to do things for us. And so I have students, and I have one of my students, Devin Podo, did some work. He comes from the Volta region. I said, go group for your people. So he took a sample just to find out some of the drug metabolizing enzymes, whether the people in the Volta region, to Ho and so on, what types they have, and what are the implications for health conditions and all that. And so, for instance, he found very interesting things that they have a certain form of enzyme that could predispose them more to prostate cancer, but the sample size was small.
Okay.
So that's just 124 people. So that one, for instance, if we get a larger population, that will be important.
That brings the conversation to the fore that we can actually now look into a larger sample to arrive at a very good conclusion.
And so when we do all this, we can look at our herbal medicines, we can look at our drugs on the market. Let me tell you one. We did some work. I did some work in Japan, 2001. We screened for a company known as Roche in the West, 5 drugs, then with HIV. So we screened them to find out the effects, how useful they would be to us in Africa. So I sent blood samples from Ghana. Interestingly, those drugs were good for the type of HIV, you see the genes coming again.
Yes.
The type that they have out there, but not for Ghana. None of them was useful. We published that paper in a very good journal. You can always look for it.
Okay.
None of those drugs were useful for us. But you will come home and you realize that because we haven't done, that's what we are bringing in, that's what we are using to treat our patients.
That's very interesting.
So we need support, we need funding for research to help ourselves. Not everything can be done for us.
Prof, this means that some of these challenges that you have highlighted then is what is causing our inability to integrate it properly into the public health conversation, right? Some of these challenges. Or
yes, but this one also goes for orthodox medicines.
Okay.
Because that orthodox medicine you're taking, work has been done, but the drug interaction that was done with the Caucasian's blood. You are not a Caucasian. So how sure are we that if we found we knew, this particular one. So we need to do, some work has been done. I'm not saying that nothing has been done, but there's a lot more
that we can do.
That we must do.
Knowing this, confirm to me whether this is a myth or it's true, that if you take, say, plant-based medicine and the modern type, the reaction can be dire. How serious is this?
Yeah, you can have, in pharmacology, there are a couple of, you can have additive. It is possible that some will work together and you get both working. What this does coming together and you have a better effect. We have also synergistic effect, where when the two come together, they do much better. Sometimes it's like that. It is possible that you can have a plant medicine, you are adding it to orthodox medicine, and it does better.
Right.
It is possible. But research has to be done. We have to look at the safety issues. I am a toxicologist. I'm very concerned about safety issues. Is it safe? Because with the interviews that I conducted, 2000, when I just completed my PhD and came back, I used my own money. And I went around finding out, what are people doing? Are they combining these things? And I found 50% of people are doing that. And I'm asking them, it was a service, I asked them, why do you do this? Have you told the doctor? He says, no, I can't tell the doctor because she's going to get mad at me. He's going to tell me things I don't want to hear. So I just do it on, and that's not helping. That's not helping. So people are doing that. They don't know the effects, but they are doing that.
To make it even more practical, Prof, if you go to Mampon, obituary, and I know this because of my grandmother again, Prof, why? The medicine, they can give you like a whole gallon that you have to drink if they diagnosed you of malaria. And so it makes you want to still be energized towards the modern one, because at least you can swallow it in some number of days. But for the plant-based or maybe the herbal one, and forgive me if I'm not using the words very well, I don't understand it properly, but we see plant herbal straight anyway. It's sometimes packed in jerry cans. Oh my God. And you're not even motivated to want to go. Yeah. How much work is going into it to make it easy for some of us who have to hold our nose before we take medicine?
So that's where I think that support and training is needed for these practitioners. So for instance, there are some of the products that they don't have money. If they had, some of them could freeze dry them. It is not easy to concentrate these products.
Oh.
So they could concentrate, and those who can afford are doing that beautifully now. They concentrate and put them in capsules, and then you can have that. But if they are not able to concentrate it, then if it's a barrel, then they say, just take it and go and drink it, which is not the best at all.
Okay.
Which is not the best at all. So they have to concentrate it. And then also, after concentrating it, you have to ensure that the proper science is done. There's a way by which we determine dosage. Dosage is not determined by your experience. There's science to dosage. So that has to be done and done carefully. We also have what we call pharmacokinetics. We need to find out when you take a drug, how long it takes. In plant medicine, somebody will say, how can you do plant medicine 5 minutes? It is possible. Others are doing it. In fact, my mentor at Yale University actually showed me, and in fact, I have a product I'm going to work on like that.
Okay.
You have an active, at least you can follow an active ingredient. It gives you an idea how long that product is in there and so on, so that you use it to know how long it will stay, when should you give the next dose, and so on. And when does it all leave the person's system? Because the body doesn't like foreign substances. So any foreign substance that gets in, the body wants to get rid of it because it's not helpful for foreign things to stay inside us. So these have to come out, and these are some.
Currently, as we have it in this country, do we have facilities enough to support this research that you've been asking for?
We do have some facilities, but that's why we are calling on government, we are calling on stakeholders to support. Actually, we need the government. If government sees the potential of plant medicine, the government should have a board, just like we have the board for the gold board for cocoa. There should be a board for plant medicine or herbal medicine that actually brainstorms how we can move this agenda forward with the economists and all the people. Because people who are behind us and not ridiculing plant medicine are roping billions and now moving to trillions. And we are sitting here with plant medicines everywhere, not knowing what to do. So we need a board so that we would, everyone who is interested, you get the ideas. Even if you are not on the board, you can support that board so that the right things are done and we can benefit from plant medicines in this country. We have had it for too long not to benefit from it. We're not getting anything. And we are just looking down on it. Of course, because not much has been done. From the beginning, first president, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, started off, with a psychic, traditional, they started some associations. If we had maintained that tempo, I believe that we would have gone further than where we are now. And so I'm calling on government, I'm calling on all stakeholders that we have gold, we can save our country. Galamsey, I can assure you that if we focus on cultivating plant medicines, the problem is that the herbalists are harvesting and harvesting. There's a point at which you harvest and you cannot recover. You lose it completely.
Right.
So we have to watch that. We have to have policies for all of these things. And so if the government would stand up and do this right, we'll have a lot of work for the young men. They will get a lot of money and will save land also.
One of the challenges I've as well been reading is the traditional healers resisting trying to take that their form of working with plant medicine to a proper regulated stage. Why? What do you think? What have you been learning?
That as a sovereign state, government, the president and the leadership of the country, just like China and other places have done, we should not allow people to do what they want to do because you are not keeping it for yourself and your family. You are going to impact the public. And because the product you have is going to affect the public, we shouldn't allow you to put things on the market. That is why we have the FDA. And the FDA is supposed to ensure that the right things are on the market. We have the Ghana Standards Authority. We need a lot of regulation. We need to ensure that we get it right with regulation. We need to find them. We need to encourage them. You know, not like you have a whip and you are trying to, but we need to find a way to encourage them to bring their products for testing. Governments can invest and just encourage them. If there will be tax, incentives and so on, people should bring their products for testing and they will benefit from it. So I think that should be done. There are some products that are killing. And if government closes, people are dying. There's a product we worked on. It causes stillbirth. But the people said that grandmothers and so on have used it for so long. If we didn't test it, how would we have known? And so people will just be dying. Things will just be happening. So you can't close your eyes. It is not good as leadership to look and let this happen to your people. So I am calling on government to do something about this. Thank you.
Prof, thank you so much for joining us in studio. There's so much we can talk about, especially for this research that you have put so much energy and time into. And I like to think that we'll pick up on this conversation. But thank you as well for making time and joining us in the studio.
Thank you for having me.
All right, you're watching the AM show. We've just finished this conversation with Professor Regina Apiaupong. Thank you so much, Prof. But stay with me this morning on the show. Welcome back to the show. Time now to talk about the EcoBank SME Fair that will be happening quite soon from 31st of this month to the 2nd day of November at the Good Park. And this morning, a very popular brand that I've been on and on and on and on about on the show, Syntex Tank. Yes, I managed to smoke Patrick Kpono himself, his sales manager at Syntex, to come and join us in the studio to give us another reason why you should be at the SME Fair. And if you don't have a tortoise on your tongue, you're going to have a tortoise on your tongue at the end of this conversation. Patrick, how are you doing? And thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. Tell me about your company, first of all, and what you do. Of course, I know about the tank, but tell me a little bit more about the company.
So Syntex tanks has been in the system for over 30 years now. And then we are leading producer of water storage tanks. We don't produce just water storage tanks. We produce other products. But our water storage tank ranging from 100 liters to 35,000 liters. I can tell you for sure that in the whole of West Africa, we are the only company producing the larger volume, which is 35,000 liters.
Oh.
We have a septic tank, we have road barrier, we have traffic cone, we have plastic pallet as well. And this year has been so good for us. We introduced Syntex pipes. And the pipes, we have pressure pipes, we have borehole pipes, we have conduit pipe as well, and we have pressure pipe. So basically that's about Syntex products.
That's good to hear. What motivated you to be part of the SME Fund?
Over the period, we realized joining is actually enhancing our brand, and then we are becoming a household name in Ghana. And aside that, we are converting the numbers into sales, and it's actually increasing our revenue. So those are some of the reasons why we are with multimedia moving around with these exhibitions.
I'm happy to hear. I mean, beyond a strong, a tough, tell me some of the uniqueness of your product again.
We actually use pure virgin material to produce our tanks and other products, and it gives us durable tanks. We have a double layer tank, which we have introduced for household use. We have multiple layers tanks. It's mostly used by the industries. And then aside that, we have white inner layer tanks for easy cleaning purposes.
Okay.
And then the whole of Ghana, we have a 7 years warranty in the industry.
7 years warranty?
7 years warranty.
Because you're very confident in the product.
Yes, very
sure.
sure.
7 years is a lot of years. I mean, so at the fair from 31st to the 2nd day of November, do you have some special offers for patrons that will be visiting?
We actually have 5% discount for those who pass by to buy the product. But if you are buying a large quantity, we give you more than that.
Okay.
And we give you free delivery within Accra.
Okay. Oh, free delivery within Accra.
Within Accra, yes.
You people really want to get everybody then.
Yeah, very sure.
Okay. I know that there are over 400 agents nationwide.
Yeah.
But your online presence as well. Imagine you're able to buy a tank online, like Syntex GH. But tell me again your brand presence online and even where people can as well find you.
You can access us through syntexgh.com, and then on social media, we are Syntex Ghana. And then you reach us on 0244 335168.
Okay.
0244 335168.
Patrick, thank you for joining me today and as well telling people why they must choose the Syntex brand. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you at the fair.
Thank you.
You're still watching the AM show. Please stay. Welcome back. Well, quickly before we go to E-Corner, our friends from Walmart Africa are feeling a little kind, so I managed to bring them into the studio to tell us why they're feeling all kind and generous and want to reward their retailers and their wholesalers as well. And this morning, we're joined by Kwabena Nkrumah, his brand manager. We're also joined by Albert Anuel, his category manager, and Patrick Sapon, head of marketing. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us in studio this morning. How is Walmart doing? Everything okay?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I like the spread. The Fortune spread is one of my favorite brands from Walmart Africa. But again, tell us some of the products from Walmart Africa. Who wants to go?
Okay. So just to start, thank you for having us this morning. Walmart Africa is part of the Walmart International, which is a leading agribusiness globally. In Ghana, we are into the manufacturing of edible oil, which we have iconic brand like the Frytol, which is fortified with vitamin A. And as you know, you cannot have a delicious meal without Frytol. In addition to that, we have the Fortune spread, which has the 7 essential vitamins. We also have the Fortune all-purpose margarine. And on the non-food side, we have our Jama detergent as well as Jama soap, which is a leading or #1 laundry bar soap in Ghana. Then on the wash category, we have the Alive bathing soap. And we also have the Easy Carbolic. These are just some of the few products we produce in Ghana. And in each of the segments, I can tell you or bet you that for Walmart, we believe in quality, we believe in innovation, as well as sustainability. So this morning, we are here to throw some light on a promo that we have initiated to reward our hardworking retailers as well as wholesalers.
Okay, that's good. And maybe I should go to Patrick too, because I was wondering, for all of the things that you've said you're doing, it must be busy at the office. What brings you to my studio? This means that you're feeling quite kind, as the brand manager has just said. Tell me, what is it that you want to do for your retailers and your wholesalers?
Okay, so Kwabena is the brand manager.
Okay.
Albert is the category manager. Okay. So Albert will take up the details of the promo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So just to pick from where Patrick ended, we are essentially giving back to our channel partners. Okay. By that I mean our wholesalers and our retailers who have been with us throughout the year, and then we feel that we've taken enough from them. We should also have to give back to them by way of saying thank you to them for their contribution to our business. So the promo is in twofold for the retailers and the wholesalers. A wholesaler is required to buy the listed products, essentially on the soap category. Buy the Alive, buy laundry soap, you buy Easy Carbolic, you buy Jama detergent, then you buy Easy detergent. You are required to buy a minimum of 400 cartons or bags of the listed products, and then you will get some reward from us.
Okay.
A retailer is supposed to buy 20, minimum of 20, and maximum of 30. To also get some shopping vouchers and then some premiums from us.
Okay.
The promo is running from 13th of this month to 13th of December, which is like 60 days promo. So wholesalers and retailers out there are required to reach out to our distributors scattered around.
So this is our Bronya gift.
This is a Bronya gift.
This is a Bronya gift
so
from
we are
you.
giving you some excitement in the Bronya.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So we want them to go all out there and then buy their products from our distributors who are scattered across Ghana.
Okay, so it doesn't matter where you're located, where the traders are located, or you have some special arrangements for them?
No. So regardless of where you are across Ghana, whether you are in Axim or you are in Nyankpanduri, anywhere you are, as long as you are a retailer, you also can participate in this promo. Even if you decide to start your retail business today, you can still participate in this promo. And as Albert mentioned, the promo started from 13th of October, and it will end on the 13th of December.
Okay. Tell me, what makes the Jama and Easy soap quite special? What makes it very special?
Okay, so just as Patrick and Albert mentioned, we have quite a range of products. And for detergents, we have Easy and Jama detergent. Jama detergent contains multi-enzymes, and that helps detergents to remove all kinds of tough stains. So if you're a mother and you're worried about your kids coming home with dirty clothes, you should know that Jama detergent is the powder that you need, or the washing powder that you need. If you are an engineer or a worker that you come home and you have grease and all kinds of things in your clothes, Jama detergent is what you should go for. Because of that formulation, anytime you wash with it, you don't struggle to remove stains. Also, Jama detergent is very, very, very soft and gentle on your palms and your hands.
Yeah.
You know, there are some washing powder that when you use, you check your hand, the back of your hand, and your skin is peeling. But with Jama detergent, it's well formulated in a way that when you use it, you don't get that effect. Because we want to make sure your clothes are super clean and your skin is also healthy.
Had some nice consideration when you're making that product, but please reiterate the rewards, which is what is going to, entice people to want to be part of this. What are we winning?
So, the reward is couched in such a way that each wholesaler, depending on your ability to buy, will get. So it ranges from cash shopping vouchers to electrical appliances.
Okay.
So you can get Bluetooth speaker, can get TV, phones, washing machines, refrigerators.
So how will you win? Is it just the quantity that you have just stated?
Yes,
when I purchase? We
have it actually in 5 tiers. So each year and the required quantity to buy.
Okay.
Once you buy the quantity, you reward you.
You're standing there, like you're standing there
so
to
it will
take
give
a
you.
reward.
So let me just quickly add this one. We're supposed to end the promo for you to get your gift, but in between the promo, at the first cut, what is for 60 days on the 13th of November, those who have been able to deliver 50% of the quantity they're supposed to deliver for the period, we'll give them cash vouchers just to stimulate them to continue. Then at the end of the promo, the appliances will be given.
Okay. Patrick, I was hoping you show up with a brochure because I thought that beyond this rewarding stuff, you have other stuff you want to talk about.
Yes, just to add, so for instance, the promo in itself is not a game of chance.
Okay.
It's just to reward anybody or any retailer or wholesaler who is participating, who is able to meet the required quantities. Yeah. We believe that not all of them are on the same strength. So let's say for a wholesaler, we have segmented them into different categories. So depending on your strength, you can also buy and win whatever, or rewarded whatever is associated with the product you pick.
Okay, yes. Okay. Like Patak, what's the least amount of money somebody can win?
So the least amount someone can win is 150 cedis.
Okay.
And to summarize it, buy a minimum of 400 cartons of our Live, Easy and Jama product and you win a reward from us.
Okay.
That is for the wholesalers. And for retailers, buy a minimum of 20 cartons of our Life Easy and Jama, and you get a reward from us.
Okay.
Yes.
And the highest amount? Considering whether I should be a wholesaler now or be a retailer.
Let me take that one. So retailer, the least amount is 100 cedis.
Okay.
Plus some vouchers. And wholesaler, the least amount is 600 cedis.
Ah.
And the highest will be around 9,000.
When I take my money, can I use it to buy more products?
Once you buy and qualify.
Yes. Okay.
Let me quickly take a few mention of our distributors across Ghana. So
okay.
People can easily walk through them.
Okay.
We have Casings in Accra. We have Perfect Personnel in Accra. Africa Zone. We have Ghana. These are our main distributors in Accra where you can walk in and buy. When you go to the central part of Ghana, central and western part, you find Abakin, Amajisika, you find Santec, you find Bikain, you find Yamele, probably known as my brother. You also find Michael Eje. And then in the Brown and Ahafo region, you also find Michael Eje there. You find Obros, you find Zanzamat. And then in the Ashanti region, you find Michael, Kofi Jima, Dunamis, Twin Hill, Dijol, and the rest. Go to up north, you find Mahatma, and then Kwelatifa, and then Zenabog, Timuna, and all of them. So
okay.
If you're out there, wholesaler, retailer, listen to us, just walk into any of them, or reach out to our sales guys around. We have vans going around selling to the retail outlets.
Okay.
So if a van salesperson comes to reach out to you, insist that there's a promo ongoing and you want to also be part of it.
Oh, I like that. You have hit the nail right on the head. Well, Patrick, few seconds to just call people to as well participate in this game. You don't call it game of chance, but in this rewarding event.
Yes. So thank you. So as we mentioned earlier, we are in the festive season, or we are approaching the festive season, and as a business, we believe that we work with people. These people have been with us throughout the year, and it's also the time for us to reward them or appreciate them. So every retailer across Ghana, so far as you deal in soaps or detergents, please, if any of our salesmen come around, kindly insist that there's a promo happening and you want to partake. And we've done this over the years, and in terms of trust and belief, they know we deliver whatever we promise. So let's make this promo a success. Thank you.
Well, you can count on me to make sure that you receive that reward, all right? So thank you so much, Kwabena. Thank you so much, Albert. And of course, thank you so much to you, Patrick, and Martin.
A special shout out to our colleague in the office, Irene Sego.
Hi, Irene Sego. Hello. Shout out to you. But Fleet.
And Mami, if Mami,
you are going to get into trouble. naming people.
My branch manager, my senior branch manager.
Okay, okay, right. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Just to add on, if you need further details on the promo, you can reach us on 0800 011 011. And also do follow us at Jama Ghana and at Alive Ghana just to get quick updates on promos and all activities that we are having.
All right, time now for E-Corner. Nwala is up next.
You're welcome back, folks, to the show. Of course, you're still live on the Joy News channel. It's the AM show, but it's now time for E-Corner with yours truly, Noella Karen Yali. And obviously, I'm smiling for a reason. We're not in, happy times. I should probably have a grimace on my face or a grim or something. But I'm choosing to smile because I want to celebrate this woman, this phenomenal woman we have lost, talking about the late Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings. And I want to celebrate her because I think she was a very colorful person. And if she had the opportunity to speak to us from wherever she is, I'm sure she would ask that we celebrate her and not mourn her. She lived such a full life, if you ask me. And I want to dedicate the show to celebrating her. Such a sad person. I was shocked. I was in the newsroom yesterday when we heard about the news, and obviously, as professionals, you would want to
confirm the news, wait to not go ahead of the family, wait for the family to officially come out with a communique about her passing. And so we did all of that. I was still in denial until we had a confirmation. And yeah, it dawned on me that this great, phenomenal woman whom I have admired, it's such unfortunate that I never got to meet her in person, but I did admire her from afar. She stood for women in such a monumental way, and I'll tell you all about it. But first, we put up some little sum, you know, to celebrate her life of color. Take a look.
She wasn't just Ghana's first lady. She was the first in many ways, bold, stylish, confident, and unapologetically expressive. Nana Akunedo Agyemang-Rawlings brought elegance and energy to every space she entered. Long before she became a political icon, those who knew her remember her as a natural performer, a woman who could light up a room with her charm and love for music.
Down on it, down on it, come on and get down on it, baby, baby, get down on it, get on it, get down on it. I say, people, what you gonna do?
Friends and old acquaintances often recalled seeing her on the dance floor at some of Accra's popular night spots back in the 1970s and 1980s, dancing her heart out from dusk till dawn. It wasn't just about fun, it was an expression of joy, freedom, and a youthful spirit. Even after she assumed the role of First Lady, that spark never faded. Whether it was a state event, charity galas, or social gatherings, she carried herself with the grace of a leader and the rhythm of someone deeply connected to Ghanaian culture. Her vibrant fashion sense, from her colorful head wraps to her regal fabrics, added to her iconic image, making her a muse for stylists, designers, and the entertainment industry alike. And the words of many who admired her, Nana Akunedo didn't just walk into a room, she danced to it. Today, as tribute pour in, it's not only her advocacy for women and political achievement that people are celebrating, but also the woman who reminded us that leadership can have rhythm, style, and soul. She danced, she led, and she inspired, leaving behind a legacy that will keep moving to the beat of her influence for generations to come. Nana Akunedo Agyemang-Rawlings, Ghana's dancing first lady.
And that's the phenomenal Nana Agyemang-Akunedo Rawlings. And like I said, she was such a phenomenal woman. She stood so much for women. She was convicted about women empowerment. It's that conviction that led her to form the 31st December Women's Movement in 1982 that encouraged women to take up space in our socio-economic and political areas. It's the same conviction that made her represent Ghana as First Lady at the 1995 Beijing conference, that conference that got a lot of leaders to commit to empowering women and removing barriers to our advancement. And so for me, it's sad that we've lost her. I think she's one of a kind, would never get her type. We may get her prototype, but it would never be the Nana Akunedo Agyemang-Rawlings. And on social media, a lot of celebrities have been celebrating her, sharing their tributes. I brought a few. I know that the Australian ambassador to Ghana, Simone Giga, celebrated her on X, says deeply saddened by the passing of former First Lady Nana Akunedo Agyemang-Rawlings, a woman I've admired for her determination and dedication to women's rights, a trailblazer, an inspiration, and a person I've been honored to call a friend. My thoughts are with her family. And she's not the only person. I know that Sarkodie tweeted in her honor. I know that Stonebwoy also tweeted So that's Sarkodie's tweet. Says, sad day for Ghana as we mourn our former First Lady, Nana Akufo-Addo Rawlings, sending strength to the family. Rest well, Mama. And if you can have Stone Boy, yeah, says, rest in peace, Godmother, with a picture of both of them. She loved music, and so I'm not surprised at all that they both have a picture together. And of course, we have our very own Israel Lai, says, Nana Akufo-Addo Rawlings will definitely be remembered for the impact she made with the 31st December Women's Movement. This is sad news, but if there's anything like life thereafter, I believe she gets to join Papa J. And yeah, I don't want to dwell too much on that. It's that would be too sad. I really want to still be in my celebration mood, you know, celebrating her life of color. So that's it. Let's move away from that and bring you something that happened over the weekend that we all did not see coming. I mean, on Friday, I told you, I remember we tweeted a story around Shatawale, and I informed you about the Shatta Fest, a concert he put together to celebrate his birthday, which happened at the Black Star Square over the weekend. And listen, I have been to a Shatta event, I think once. I have experienced, I have witnessed a lot of Shatta concerts. This, I did not see coming. I did not see the type of crowd that pulled up for him for a birthday concert. I would have expected this for that Vibes Cartel Shatta concert that we are anticipating in December. Hopefully it happens. I anticipated a crowd like this for the concert, but for a birthday concert, nah, I did not. And that's the shot you're seeing on your screens right now. It saw a lot of amazing performances from a plethora of artists. Tiny was there. He honored Tiny. I'll tell you more about that. I know Wendy Shea was there. Look, the kind of artists that performed at this event, and they went on and on till like 6 in the morning, past even 6 in the morning. You know what? Let me just give you a little sound up to the video you're watching, and then, yeah, I'll come back. I mean, I stand to be corrected, but I don't think any musician in Ghana, I stand to be corrected, I don't think any musician in Ghana has been able to pull that crowd Shatawale pulled. And something that stood out for me during his performances, when it was time for Tiny, who is a veteran Ga rapper, to come and perform, he took that as an opportunity to let people know how instrumental Tiny was in his life. And in his word, he said, maybe I shouldn't take the words from him, right? Let's just take a look at that visual.
Game be alone. Ladies and gentlemen, this man I'm about to introduce be the man where as Shatawale the hung, as I don't get dressed, as I don't get food, as I don't get where I go sleep. He be to take care of me. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome T-I-N-N-Y, Tiny.
Bandana from Ghana, go African big fan, go send me out of Ramesa. Africa, she's still on there. Bandana from Ghana, go African big fan, go send me out of Ramesa.
Africa, she's still on there. Everybody, put up your hands up and put up your lighters up. When I say SM, you say for life. SM! SM! And may God bless everybody that supports Shatawale. You make it in life. Say, whoa! Avin Mbeni. Lajamo Koyate. Tiny. You must respect the old man. Lajo ayetu abomi. Nyawa fiane. Kaja biye. Kaya baby. Adin de.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm a strong advocate for showing gratitude. I think gratitude is even much more powerful than a prayer is. When you show gratitude, even to God, it works magic. And so for me, to see him lie down, prostrate, flat for Tiny, because he remembers him for the impact he had in his life when he was nobody, when nobody knew about Shatta Wale, when crowds like these would not pull up for him. Tiny saw him and saw his becoming of who he is today. And so, yeah, that was really, really beautiful. Tiny came by the Hit Studio. I would have brought you a reaction, but for time. But yeah, he spoke about how he saw today, even back then, in him. And they asked him to describe the kind of relationship he has with Shatta Wale. He says it's a father and son type of relationship. And then they spoke to Sammy Flex, who is the communications person now for Shatta Wale. I don't know why they give him that tag, because if you ask me, I think Sammy Flex is still Shatta's manager, right? But let's just, go with what they say he is. And they asked him, this event that you guys were able to pull together, I mean, take us through the organization process. And he says it took them 13 days to put together the event you saw. And he mentioned the number of people that were estimated to have gathered there. I want you to pay particular attention to that. And when we come back, I'll tell you why.
We are excited. We are excited. I must say, Shatta Wale himself is very happy. As it stands now, the whole team, everybody is just saying congratulations to each other. And first of all, we want to appreciate Shatta Wale for allowing his birthday to be used to bless the whole nation. Because, sometimes when it is your birthday, it comes out as a more private event. But he decided to use this special day to also bless the people of Ghana, Shatta movement fans, and music lovers. So we are very excited for this milestone, and we pray that many more of this will be happening in the future as well.
When was this birthday concert's idea conceived?
Kwame, let me say officially that we did all these things in just 13 days.
13?
Yes.
Wow.
The planning and preparation, everything was done within 13 days. Because if you go online, you would even check the time Shatta made the first ever post on this particular celebration.
Yeah. All
right. So you heard Sammy Flex there say that it took them 13 days to put together that event. And then he was asked about the massive crowd that pulled up for Shatta Wale and what his rough estimation was. And he mentioned 300,000. And I'm highlighting that because it's been, a tussle between some statisticians and some industry people and some SM fanatics on social media on the number of people that pulled up. I've seen people say 1.5 million people pulled up there. I've seen people say 600. In fact, Sammy Flex himself posted that about 600,000, after saying 300,000, that 600,000 people pulled up. But I know that our research, top-notch research guys, brilliant guys here at Joy News, they were able to do the math using cutthroat technology and arrived at the number 400,000 people or fans who thronged Shatterfest 2025 concert. And of course, like I say, here we don't joke over here. So if there's any number to go by, you really want to trust the Joy News number. So yeah, that's it. But beyond that, let's talk a little bit about the aftermath. I know that, for instance, artist manager Ashes has talked about how he thinks with the way Shatta is able to pull a crowd, he would not do bad at all if one day he decides to take up some political role, and also encouraged the foreign minister Okujeto Ablakwa to actually give Shatta Wale a diplomatic passport, because he believes that Shatta is a tourism asset. But for time, I really want to paraphrase all of these things for you so that we could quickly just, say bye-bye. So that was Ashes. Hopefully, maybe next year we'll have a conversation around that. But also, let's talk a little bit about December in Ghana. Because, we're just about a few months or days or weeks away from December. And December in Ghana it's like nowhere else, right? And so we're expecting a lot of people to come into the country and enjoy and go for concert. And one of the concerts that have really, what do I even say, or how do I even say it? One of the concerts that really identifies as a place of destination when it comes to Christmas is Afrofuture. It used to be Afrochella, now it's Afrofuture. They have announced the first set of musicians that will be performing at this year's event. I know Ashake is headlining it. If you can take a look at that, that's right. That's how they announced Ashake. Great guy. Great guy. And he will be, you know, live in Ghana this December for the Afrofuture event. But he's not the only one. Director, if you can have that other flyer, great. So it's Ashake, there's Molly, TXC, there's King Paluta, there's Marvel, there's Obi's House. Obi's House is like it's like an experience. I know it's some sort of like a music experience that started in Nigeria. The Gen Zs will know. And we have AD DJ, we have DJ Loft, we have K-Dog and S-Pass as well. So these are your first set of artists. Obviously, in the coming weeks, they're going to be announcing more artists as well. Before we go, let me say a happy birthday to Mr. and Mrs. Menu. The message here says, may the good Lord shine his face upon you and fill your lives with abundant blessings. Wishing you joy, love, and grace always, with love from your family, friends, and all your loved ones, including my very good self. We say happy birthday to Mr. What a nice way to have two couples celebrate your birthday on the same day. So congratulations to you both. And that's it. That's how we wrap up on eCorner. Hopefully next week we come your way again with a great edition of the show. Until then, keep watching Joy News. We have Mami AC Thompson up next with News Desk. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. We have the National Science and Maths Quiz coming right up. My name is Noella Kareniali, and I'll see you next week. Bye.